Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ridertown Radio. And it is a double episode special. Oh my gosh, we have so much crap to talk about today. Holy shite.
Double episode, more like quadruple episode.
Uh, yeah, pretty much. Actually, no, it's more like 8 because we have 4 shows. uh,
Well,
and
8 and then a movie, so like
yes,
9.
we also have that too.
Octagon? Then?
Sure, I guess. And as you can hear, joining us today from Radio Sentai CastRanger is Yellowcaster Gar.
Aye.
So with that said, and because we have so much to do, let's not dilly-dally, let's get right into it. Ghost 47, where we find out that Adele actually did kill Takuru's dad and wasn't some silly person that was possessed by him.
Bum, bum, bum.
And naturally, Onari gets pissed and wants blood, which is amazing to see him mad.
Oh yeah, that's great. I was
That
like,
is...
yes.
Anytime Onari or any character in the show gets mad, it's actually entertaining because they feel real. Instead of
Their
just
acting talent.
like they're actually people, not just caricatures.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
I will
most-
say the only thing I really want to come for like another thing for Ghost after this is over is a Onari Gaiden where he gets his own Ghost Driver.
That-
Please.
I don't know what kind
Well,
of plot you could do with that, but that would be hilarious.
Just Onari and Akari get their own Ghost Drivers because Takuru and Makoto are hurt for some reason.
Akari...
And Alan's off in Takoyakiville.
Well, Akari did mention that the Kamen Rider Ghost V Cinema has been announced.
Well, we'll see what they do with that.
Well, I hope they answered the one question that they didn't in the final episode. Take note, me, Bluecaster, and Pinkcaster watched the final episode today.
I watched it as well.
I have not
Oh.
seen it, so I don't know anything. All I know is cats. That's the only thing I know about the last episode and the hilarity of the X-Aid cameo.
Oh, trust me, the cat has the most, like, the cat part is the most what the fuck.
Yep, I told them about that, yeah.
Anyway, moving on from future stuff. There's a scene with Takeru on the hoodies, who apparently knew about Adele but said nothing, because
Out
no
of
one
all
asked.
the hoodies, Musashi should be the only one to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Let's be real here. The thing that made his icon was the only thing there when that happened.
pretty much, unless like Musashi and all the other icons were having a powwow in Takeru's shirt.
Yeah, or, unless the Ghost Drive movie was canon. Because then they would have been there and saw Takuru's death. Or Takuru's dad's death.
Yeah,
It
that's a mess.
technically can't be canon because the Tokon Boost icon is made differently.
Yeah,
Oh,
usually
yeah.
movie wars are not considered canon, except when they are, like in Double.
Decade and Doubles is canon.
Decade and Double, and then everything else kind of had, here's a half canon, here's a full canon. Well, except for 4Z and O's. That one was full canon on both sides.
I was going to say, wasn't like O's and doubles canon?
O's and Doubles was half-half.
Okay.
Doubles fit in, O's did
I mean,
not.
double is half-half, so...
Ha.
Wah, wah, wah,
I want to say yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay, O's part's not canon, but Double's part is.
Yeah, which makes it so weird to try and figure out how these all fit together.
But
It's
let's still talk
obnoxious.
about Ghost.
Yep, and we also have a scene of Adele lobotomizing his sister, basically. There's now it's just like, kneel, bitch!
Well, she tried to reason with him, telling him, like, come back to the good side. And he's like, you know what?
Shut
I've
up.
done it to everyone else. I can do it to you too. Boop!
Basically just, shut up.
Yeah.
Yep. Just turns into another Igor.
Pretty
Wow.
much. Although, I did like how later on, the way he looks at her, he's like, what the hell have I done? Because he looks like he actually
he looks at
regrets
her
it.
and he feels disgusted with his own actions.
And then the Gonminders are like, are you faltering in your resolve? We need someone who's not, or whatever they said. And just
Yeah.
like, shut up! And punches them all. While they're tablets, because that's just interesting imagery.
No, I
Man,
will.
if only that happened in Drive, the show would be a lot shorter. Just
Yeah.
punch the tablet.
Boom.
Ha.
I will admit that episode 47 48 really brought the show back up.
Nah,
Well,
tomato.
It's been slow the last few weeks. where in the final episodes, it made up for it.
In some way, shape, or form. Anyway, as per expected, we have more Makoto double
The Makoto
shenaniganry.
clone saga.
Pretty much. Where we find out
Oh boy.
where we find out the clone is actually mind-linked to Makoto and can read his mind and feelings. So it's just like, who's the real one?
Makoto.
And I'm just sitting over here thinking, like, this plot point would have been great, like, 20 episodes ago.
No,
Yeah.
this plot point would have been, finished 20 episodes ago.
That, too.
Like, it just dragged on and on.
And it was only for the next episode.
Yes, in which
And
we
that's
didn't
all.
actually
That's why.
talk about that in CastRanger. We actually forgot about it.
Meanwhile, in the Nagano world, Sage is still acting goofy, which I'm just like, we know you can act serious. Why are you being a clown?
Because that's who he really is.
Because acting serious was a facade that he put on to make himself seem like he was a respected person, even though he was really a goofball that was just friends with their dad.
Exactly.
It's so confusing, but
He's the fun uncle.
the fun.
He's the weird uncle that you know bits of his backstory, but you don't know all of it.
The fun uncle
He's
who
the
has a
weird
ghost
uncle that
driver.
gives you things and tells you to go destroy the world because communism.
He's the weird uncle with a ghost driver and a dark ghost icon, because I guess he recovered those from that movie.
Yeah. God.
Well, then again, my belief is that when he found out Argos was using them for evil, he took them back, and that's why Argos becomes Kamen Rider Extreme at the end of the film. Oh yeah, spoilers, he becomes Kamen Rider Extreme.
Well, I'm sure we'll cover that whenever that gets subbed, because I haven't seen it yet.
And
that's what they're calling them?
what?
That's what they're calling that at Kamen Rider Extreme?
Yeah.
Okay.
Extremely
Then I know what
lazy.
the thing for next week's actually called then.
We basically, I'll just call it Extremis, or Great Eye, or Kamen Rider Great Eye.
Yeah, the Great Izer is what they originally titled him as in the scans or whatever. So that's what I'm going to call the big endgame thing, the Great Izer.
And sticking
Perfect Eye.
and sticking to Sage having dark ghost, we see him transform into it, and I swear he ripped off the Ichigo henshin.
Yeah.
It's like, Rider! Henshin! And then super squeaky suit, which was kind of funny.
But yeah, the Monolith Underground actually has a plot point where apparently you have to open it from both sides.
Yes, because we see Sage doing it in this dark ghost suit with pink hearts, and then you have Akari doing it with her gizmo. And because Alan is trying to kill Adele on his own, or at least take him out, he jumps through the portal first by himself.
Yay!
Meanwhile, what's going on elsewhere when they're doing that? We have the Makoto clone questioning why he's having feelings, and then a pretty awesome mirror match between the two Makotos. Super short, but it was pretty cool, just because they're perfect mirrors, basically.
Until you get confused on, wait, which one's actually which? They're both using Deep Spectre now.
Yeah, that's true enough.
It would be kind of cool if one of them didn't have had one thing that was slightly different on their suit or something.
I know, right? Maybe different colored horns or different jacket or something.
Or maybe the the plastic cover thing wasn't on the driver.
Oh, that would have been really cool.
And then the thing that gets them confused is that the one on Makoto's falls off as well.
Yeah, because that ties perfectly into the next episode where all the team except for the two Temple Mooks go to the Ganma world.
Yeah, because it's Endgame series.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or it's the Endgame trope where the heroes go fight off the big bad where he lives.
Yeah, that's always the endgame trope.
That never goes bad.
That's always the endgame trope, is they either go fight the villain at his base or the villain comes to their base and wrecks it.
Well, let's see here. Forze, he met up with Sagittarius. Wizard, Haruto met up with a philosopher gremlin. Gaim, Koda and Kaito just met up.
Koda and Kaido basically just fought all over the damn city.
Yeah. And then Drive, Shinosuke went up the tower with Heart and Medic.
Yep. And because everyone went, we actually get to see Akari and Onari and even Canon help, which was interesting.
Then sending helped a bit.
Before
But then
getting
he got-
dragged away by the cat.
Oh, shit. You know what? Can I just flat out say it?
Sure.
Okay. For everybody listening, spoilers. Yura-sen is Sennin's cat this whole entire time.
It's so stupid. I can't even keep quiet about it. It's
No.
just like, why?
Like, I was at work, and I was just thinking about that, and every time I thought of it, it just gave me giggles, and my coworkers would just look at me and like, what the fuck?
Well, whatever keeps a smile on your face while you're working helps you stay cheerful.
Yep.
And we get to see Akari once again slap Igor because he's still possessed, and then that knocks him out of it because, of course,
Of course it does.
Akari has the magic touch.
A bitch slapping.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you. Somebody else thought of it besides me.
I didn't get
Love
the
the
reference,
80s.
but
You got the touch.
It's one of the songs by Stan Bush for the.
oh, the touch.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I do know the reference.
I was like, come on, man. You're the Transformers guy. You should know that.
Looking up on my wall with the giant Autobot logo. Yeah, I should know that.
I mean, your name is Otto.
Yep, that
That-
too.
That too.
And because, of course, Alan wanted to try and take out Adele by himself, he almost blew himself up, but
and
then
then
cock
chicken
teased us.
shit out.
Forever cock teased by the death blow.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just he was ready for it, but then it clued into his head. Wait, you're still my brother. I can
Yeah.
still help you.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, I really wish he would have done it at some point. Like, back when he was still a Ganma eyeball, that would have been cool just to see him do it and see how much power that actually has.
Why don't you just be like a nuke?
I know, right?
Just the whole entire city's just wiped out. And then
I
Tucker
thought he
just
did it
stands.
once.
No, he's only ever, like, charged it up, but he's never actually pulled it off. Or actually
like-
executed it.
It's like when a Pokemon knows the move Bide, and by the time it's ready to charge up, it faints.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll never actually see its full potential.
I know, that would have been just, like, crazy if it was, like, a nuclear blast. Although
Wipes out half of the planet.
you have to wonder what that would do if, like, to the Necrom brace, if it would actually destroy it, or it would just survive the explosion.
Well, I think it would be loading.
It would probably be the brace itself that's starting the initial explosion.
I would say maybe the only thing that would survive would be the icon, because those things are fucking indestructible unless you're Alexander the Great or Ore.
Well, not only that, but just like the fact that because Necrom is an artificial one, they could just make more of them.
Mhm.
Right, a red one, a blue one, a yellow
Yeah,
one, a
yeah.
pink one.
More
Well,
movie
well,
stuff we haven't seen yet.
We'll think of the pink one, but then we'll realize that's actually that's really dumb idea, so we'll just only use it for a bit.
Yeah, for the one-off, for no reason whatsoever. That was dumb. It's like, why?
It's like you put your time and effort into making this, and you don't do anything with it.
Yeah, it's just like, and there's another waste of our time. Thank you so much, show. Yikes. Anyway.
Yeah, if they took that out and she was just more or less helpless, or better yet, let her use the yellow one to give it another movie tie-in.
Yeah, there you go. The way they shoehorn in movie stuff is just bizarre.
Well, a whole entire week went by during episode 40. No, between episode 44 and 45, a whole entire week went by in which that's where the movie takes place.
Yep.
Well,
Because
whatever.
we're in fucking April still.
Yes.
Well, at least they're being semi-consistent, although that's a really short time span.
Yeah, but then there's the problem with what happens in the next episode.
Yeah, I know, the cameo.
Yeah, and it's like, so is there a time skip?
I'm going to guess probably.
Because if they mention the time in X8, I'm gonna call it bullshit.
Well, we'll find out. That's all I can say to that. Anyway. And since Alan couldn't take out Adele, Takaru hulks out and goes crazy, but then ends up stopping, because of course.
Yeah.
And then he does what he did in the earlier episodes. He hugged it out.
Yep, we had another scene of Takaru mind-jacking Adele, and then we have all this backstory we should have had ages ago.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing that we made as a joke when we really early on started RTR?
Sure.
Fuck the power of hugs.
I'm sorry, just fuck this.
I want that on a T-shirt. Fuck the Wait, what is it?
It was just fuck the power of hugs.
Fuck the power of hugs. And you just see Takaru holding it in his hands.
Oh, that's right, because, yeah, that's what he was doing to, like, get them out of their slump in those episodes. Oh, my
Like, their
gosh.
depression. He would hug them, and then it would cut to them like, Takaru would still be hugging them, and then just a single tear. And then they would be, like, back to normal.
My gosh, I forgot they did that. It was stupid then, and it's still stupid.
I found it hilarious.
It's just, but yeah, so we see all this backstory, and Adele actually realizes Daddy did love him. And he's all whimpery and wants to redeem himself, and he kind of does. And then the Gunminders are like, nope, fuck you, you're our bitch now.
Yeah,
And
you're
then he gets
our puppet
backstabbed.
on strings.
Yes, he gets backstabbed because the Gonmisers were still alive in the other Deep Spectre icon. Because
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should mention that because
Basically-
Makoto, the real one, jumps in front of a death blast from Adele, pretty much is on the brink of death, and then his clone shows up, saves him, and then his Deep Spectre icon is left there.
Yeah,
Basically,
and this was all right after Takaru saved Alan from getting turned into a hentai.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
Adele had him with the tentacle thing.
basically the clone Makoto fused with the real Makoto so that real Makoto can live. And thus, the Makoto clone saga came to an end.
All
Finally.
for one fucking phoenix up, which I will complain about later on in the movie.
Well, I will say this. It's shorter than the Spider-Man clone saga.
That was like
That was 5 years.
Okay, you're talking about the comics, right? I'm thinking like the Spider War saga from the cartoon, which was like 2 episodes. It was like the last 2 episodes of the show.
No, I'm talking about the clone saga in the comics where it took 5 years just to finish.
And then the animated show made it complete in 2 episodes,
Then
basically.
the show got canceled.
Well, it kind of went out on a high note anyway, but yeah, it would have been nice to have seen more of it. But wrong program. Maybe we'll talk about that on RTR sometime.
Maybe. It's on
Or
Netflix. We
or
could
on
we could
Comic
watch
Corner.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, anyway, and a couple other things of interest I liked was seeing all the icons getting their body forms fighting Gonmisers.
That was cool.
Although it was hilarious considering some of the Gonmisers' forms are nothing but weapons. You just see hoodies fighting weapons, and it's like, well, that doesn't look goofy at all.
One God Miser is just a cloud.
Yeah, you know, the Nimbus Cloud for Sanzo. I forgot the name, I had to look at my icon.
Summon Nimbus by fusing 3 weird-looking things together. Oh,
Journey to the West.
yeah, I know. It's
Kappa,
just
a monkey, and a pig.
that icon is. I just don't even.
It's pretty.
No, you know what is pretty? The Icon Driver G.
I digress.
Uh,
So it would make sense if he used fucking Grateful for that fight, you know, summon all hoodies. That was a joke we made.
yeah, I love how they just all explode out of his driver without him summoning them in the normal
Right.
manner, and then they all just activate their corporal forms, even though he's not using the icon G.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that way too much to just be like, oh yeah, I'll just be a hoodie for you. Just be like, fight them.
I know he
You
could
can
win.
do this on your own. You don't need to be a article of clothing for this guy.
I know they could literally win so many fights so fast if they just used all the hoodies all at once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you know?
then that would just leave Necrom and Spectre useless throughout the rest of the fight.
You
No,
mean
they
like
still have-
you mean like they already are, even though they're not, even though he's not using Infinity?
Yeah.
Well, Spectre still has Deep Spectre, and the Necrom has his base mode, which when he's in the right mindset, he can still kick ass, and they just don't let him do it much, sadly.
Character development for Alan? Where is it? I don't know.
It's in the
Where's
side
Robo
story.
Knight? Never mind, that's a Ranger recap joke. Anyway, so our episode ends with the weird Freya character locked up in the Great Eye again, because Hi,
Because
again.
fuck
Well, no.
continuity.
I think Freya is the Great Eye, in which the Godmizers just corrupted her.
Yep, and we have a new Super Gonmiser, whatever the hell they call it.
Kamen Rider
Yeah,
Extremis.
Kamen Rider Extremer, and fuck Logic.
Gold Edition.
Pretty much. Anyway, but yeah, so that's Ghost. My gosh, I'm gonna be so happy to be done with this program.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it so much.
You have weird tastes. That's all I'm gonna
I'm
say
gonna
about
miss
that.
I miss early Ghost.
I'm gonna miss all of Ghost.
I miss first 99 days Ghost.
Everything
when the
after that was
stakes-
just dumb?
Everything after that just felt useless after you realize that, none of this really needed to happen because Sage could have revived him in the first 99 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna recall back to something Biff said last time he was on the show, where it's like, trying to rewatch this show with all the knowledge that we know now from the later episodes, it just makes it all feel so stupid and pointless.
No, you know what's going to be even better? Watching the entire show and remembering Yurison is a fucking cat.
Like,
Yeah.
shut up, you pussy. Anyway, you had a thing that you wanted to do, so floor's yours, buddy.
So Kamen Rider Ghost apparently has to have the most convoluted fucking timeline in the world.
How so?
Well, there's a TV show in which we find out that Takeru's dad died, and we find out that Takeru's dad also dies in the Ghost Drive movie, which is connected to the Legend Icon special, which is technically connected to the Ichigo movie and the Zyuogher crossover. And from the Legend Icon special, we get Frey and Freya, who are also appearing in Kamen Rider Ghost. Frey/Freya becomes the Great Iser, and Senin becomes Dark Ghost, which is from the Ghost Summer movie. So this would have to mean that with all this happening in the show as well, this would mean that Takeru's dad was killed by Adele, who was posing as the Da Vinci Ganma for the Ghost Drive movie, to have Ghost start looking for so that when the Legend Icon special happens, when he gets the drive shift car, he'll go, oh, yeah, Tamari. The reason the Legend Icon special exists is because of the Ichigo movie. The Ichigo movie exists because of the Zyuogher crossover with Kamen Rider Ghost.
That was kind of cheap, though, how we didn't get, like, a full-on hour-long crossover.
Yeah, which we had
we
was...
did with Ninja and Drive and Tokyo during time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a half-hour sides things.
Well, no, it was just, like, this year, it was, like, episode and then, like, 2-minute cameo.
I have a feeling this year they probably couldn't figure out what to do with it for that, because honestly, I don't really know what you could do with that for the Ichigo movie. That's the thing. It's like every other one kind of tied in, and like you meet the villain, but in this case with the Ichigo film, you don't meet that villain. You just meet, hey, random shocker grunt number 5057.
Yeah,
something.
but you know where you do meet the movie villain?
The comment question of the day?
In the Legend Icon special.
Oh yeah, because
because episode 7 is only released on the DVD, in which in between episode 6 and 7 there's the Ichigo movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so for all of this to
that's
make
its own timeline.
Yeah, for all of this to make sense, it would mean that Adele was posing as the Da Vinci Gamma because he was trying to get the icons for his dad's perfect world.
Okay, I feel like the Drive Ghost movie, we should probably just count that as its own timeline thing, because technically time did get messed up, so...
Yeah.
True.
Also, think of this. When Frey and Freya showed up in the series, Takeru never acknowledged who they actually were.
He said, it's you, though. Meaning that he knows who they are.
Yeah, he did actually say that when he first saw them. He's like, it's you, but then he didn't say them by name. And it's just still random that they're even there in the first place. It's like, why are you here?
Yeah, so at least with that would mean that Frey and Freya and the Legend Icon special somehow have to be connected to the show. And then with the Dark Ghost icon and Ghost even thinking that Senin as Dark Ghost was our Ghost means that the Ghost Summer movie also is canon. So at least with just that, not counting the Alan side story because that's technically canon, and everything else we're going to cut out of this, it would mean that the Legend Icon special, the Ichigo movie, the Zyuogher crossover movie, the Ghost Summer movie, and I guess technically with next week's episode, the X-Aid cameo are all canon.
It's a
So
gigantic
I
mess.
guess we can exclude the Ghost Drive movie and the EQ special because fuck those.
Yeah, like I said, the thing with the Ghost Drive one is because it's time travel, it kind of peters off into its own alternate reality.
True. So we can exclude Takaru's dad's death, but
Yeah, that's why the death is in two different ways.
Yeah, so in the Ghost Drive movie, Takaru meets Tomari. In the Legend Icon special, he references Tomari. Then in the Ichigo movie, he uses the Drive icon. There we go.
Well, you also remember that Ghost did show up in the last episode of Drive, so the connection is also from that.
Yeah, but that's not canon either, because that makes no reference in the show, except, I got Newton from Drive.
It's never really specified on where the Newton icon comes from.
Yeah, it's already there. They didn't make it on screen.
When they talk about the icon, he's like, oh yeah, Tomari.
I don't know, I just hope that in the Gaiden film for Ghost, they elaborate on the creation of the Newton icon.
That would be interesting, but I have a feeling they won't. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm just
if
prepping
anything,
for
they'll just write it off saying Saionji made it.
Possibly.
He made Billy the Kid, Goemon, Ryoma, Himiko, Grim, and Sanzo.
Yeah, that's true. He did make some of them, so who knows? Maybe he did, and somehow that one got away from him. Who knows? It's another plot hole that the show never answers.
Yay!
Add that to the checklist.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The other thing I think that the Ghost crossover isn't canon is because in that, when you held the icons, you could see the Ghost, but that...
Okay, no, the series itself just gave up on that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think the Gammas were just... I don't know, if we can write it off, I would say the Gamma just wanted to be, visible. Themselves.
They just wanted to be seen to induce more panic instead of just Final Destinationing everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
I forgot that they actually were supposed to be invisible. That's been such a long time. It's like, oh right, that was a thing.
They kind of retconned that 30 episodes in.
In the second 99 days.
Pretty much. It's like, yeah, we don't care anymore.
Yep, and the only thing that isn't air quote canon to the overall Ghost thing in this net I've made is the EQ special, because they never reference it and you don't see anything else from any of the other side stories in it.
Well, it's a Hyper Battle DVD video, so it's never canon.
Yeah, I think half of it was a Hyper Battle and the other half was I want to say it was a YouTube video or something. I forget exactly. But there was two different ways that it was distributed, and one was Hyper Battle.
Yeah, so holy shit, this was the greatest episodes ever?
Yep, let's move on to the Animal Kingdom and Zyuogher. And episode 28 starts with Masao seeing a parrot, and Bangray being problematic as usual. Because, of course, he is.
I am a parrot.
No, I'm not a parrot.
Squawk.
And, of course, we also get to see Marvelous doing what he does best, eating curry.
It's still never explained why they are on Earth.
When is it ever? It's just like, hey, we're here to do a thing, and that's pretty much once we do the thing, we're out.
And bye.
Because they need to sell more Ranger keys.
Or maybe Marvelous just had a hankering for curry, and you can't find it in space. Doc can't copy it for shit.
You know what? Fuck it. There's a simple explanation for this.
And explosions.
And explosions.
Damn it, Gosei.
Hashtag troll say.
Thank you, Easy Rider. Well, yeah, we have a fun scene with them breaking a bunch of plastic furniture and whatnot.
Oh no, not the plastic furniture.
When we need cheap things to break, plastic furniture. Except in episode 1 of Ghost, where it's wood furniture. Ooh.
They had the higher budget.
For one episode.
Yeah, because, they blew everything for the fucking opening credits that they used near the end of the show like they did with fucking Drive.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Where we didn't see the giant claw things coming out of the ground until the very last fucking episode.
Yeah.
Yep. And
But
as
yeah.
you... Sorry, go ahead.
The Zyuoghers show up because their spider senses go off with Bangre, in which they see Marvelous morphed into Gokai Red, wondering if he is just an extra player in all this.
Which makes sense, because Misao was, so...
Yeah, pretty much. And then after chasing off Bangray, or whatever you want to call him.
Bangre. With Neon subs, it's Bangray.
Yeah.
Overtime, it's Bangre.
Yeah, it's like Bunglay or whatever.
Or
I like...
Bunglay.
This is one of the few times where I like TV Nihon's translation better, because Bangray sounds cooler.
I call him Wanna Play.
Bangray just sounds like an Aquaman villain.
That
It
does.
does.
I know.
'Cause
Even
there's
fits
Black
considering
Manta, there's Devil Ray, so Bang Ray would make sense.
It even fits considering he's Cthulhu face.
Wait.
Aquaman has villains?
Yeah, Black Manta, and in the Justice League animated universe, they couldn't, for some reason, get the rights to Black Manta, so they renamed him Devil Ray. And he was killed by Batman.
But they did use Black Manta for Injustice.
Young Justice.
Yeah, Young Justice. I almost said Injustice. He's not in that.
He's in Injustice 2 as a transition, which pisses me off.
Wow. Anyway, let's, as per usual, because Marvelous is a pirate, he's looking for treasure. Naturally.
Yeah.
And I love how Bangray's plan for spying on the Zyuoghers is summon the monster that can turn invisible and then spray him with space air freshener. So the Zyuoghers can't smell him.
Visible. Or so that he is invisible.
Well, no, it's... The monster could turn invisible, but the Zyuoghers can smell him. So he sprayed space air freshener to hide his scent, which is pretty smart.
Okay.
And the reason it was space air freshener was because that's what Marvelous smells like.
We get it! You're from space!
Moving on.
And apparently the giant Link Cube stone cube had another symbol cube in it, which is actually a damn cannon.
So, Cubeception, there was a cube instead of a cube that were surrounded by cubes for the cube world of Cube Land.
So many cubes.
That's like so many cubes in the fourth one.
You could say that it's cubed.
Ha. Is this where...
Oh,
I'm just saying, like, is this the episode where we're finally going to use Japan?
yeah.
Maybe. There's a lot of jokes I can make.
We actually get a backstory on Zyuogher.
Yeah, holy shit, characters actually have a backstory for once, and it's not just, here's the devices we just made. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually see the first Zyuogher, Zuo Whale. Because apparently the Earth just decided to grant to Zoomin power to fight a mega monster, which is totally not going to be the final boss. Totally not.
Yeah.
I am willing to bet that he will be back at some point.
I want to say.
Can I say one thing that bugged me?
Sure.
The whale had a beard. I get that he was supposed to be old, but the whale had a beard.
I think that's not really a beard so much as that's kind of like his, Actually, no way, I'm trying to think how he was designed now.
It's not his teeth, or
Yeah.
it's not his
It's
brushes.
garnish?
It's a beard. It's weird, but I can look past it because he's a badass, but still, it's weird.
Yep. And it's kind of interesting that the animal foursome of Zyuoghers don't know that bit of history. Because they're like, I've never heard that before, me either. It's like, why would
It's
you
in the
not know that?
archives.
Well, you have to think about it like this. He probably sacrificed himself to lock the Zoomin away in Zooland in the Super Zoo Cube. And because he did that, no one really knew who the savior was because it was just some dude in red clothing, and it probably just fell off of history as being science fiction kind of thing.
I don't know.
Well, maybe.
Or maybe there's like some Zooland obscure church of Zero Whale that they just don't go to.
That would be funny.
You know, like how Peter Griffin made the Church of the Fonz in Family Guy.
Yeah. Or it's like how a lot of Bibles don't really admit it, but Jesus was just, Noah's D&D character.
Yeah.
I have no idea
Rolls
what you're...
infinite 20s until the very last one, then at the one.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is a reference to some D&D show I haven't heard.
No, it's a
No,
joke that
it's
I
just
heard
a-
from high school.
Oh, okay then. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just a joke because people can do just about anything in D&D. To the point where a person was able to steal a flying broom from a person who was looking exactly at them. Critical role, everybody.
Or I'm remembering one of the Terrible Warrior campaigns where someone rolled a double 20 and basically blew up the end boss with a single grenade.
Wow.
Oh, you mean like later on in this episode? So we get name the Ranger Keep Away.
Yep.
Which really could have went on for a lot longer, but they didn't want to because there weren't that many other animal-themed Rangers.
Yeah. Just like, Leo gets mad at Marvelous for going lion, and then Amu's all like, huh? Now he's a tiger when he's Geki Red.
But he only went Red Rangers. He could have fucked with... He could have fucked with Sella and became Gao Blue.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been hysterical had he done that.
Gao Blue and then Gao Yellow just to completely fuck the trifecta. Because then the only one that doesn't have it would be Tusk, and he's like, what, I don't get one?
He could have gone Zeal or Mammoth Ranger, because that's a black mammoth. It's kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, elephants, mammoths, they're related. It works.
Elephant the elephant.
And we even have Misao doing his pity act again. It's like, he has more forms than I do. It's like, shut up!
I mean, there's lots of people that have more forms than you. They're called Transformers.
They're also called Kamen Riders.
The Megazords have more forms than you do. You don't get depressed about that.
Oh, because it's a Megazord.
Kamen Riders have more forms than Misao. Big whoop.
Oh, God, could you imagine that?
Oh, just seeing Misao.
Misao in the Ghost crossover. He's red. He's blue. He's yellow-ish. He's green. He's white. He's every single color in the fucking rainbow, and I'm just 3.
Pretty much.
He sounds really like Dororo from Sergeant Frog. Just gets depressed real easily.
Yup. And on the other side of things, you have the 6th Ranger from Gokaiger, Guy, begging for Tokuger's Ranger keys.
Keep in mind, he did this for every single team.
Which, this is something about Gokaiger that honestly irks me a little bit, because here's the thing. I understand this is their gimmick, this is what they do, and in the show it makes sense because, you know, no one else of the Sentais has their powers, they're just hanging...
Yeah.
They have the keys, so they have the power.
But in the final episode, like in the final story, they realize we no longer need these powers. We can rely on each other.
Exactly. So them always having to go back and borrow the keys again for whatever reason, especially when they're not really going to use them all, it just bugs me so much. It's like, it's one of the few things that Decade did better with his gimmick, because he has all the powers of past riders, but he's not borrowing them. They're just cards that he has, so he can play with them ad nauseum as much as he wants.
Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes when he plays with them, his best friend turns into a cobra, or a dragon.
And sometimes his best girl will stab him into the belt.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's just one thing about Gokaiger's gimmick that always, like, after the end of the series, it just kind of bugs me whenever I see them getting the keys back, because it's just like, I know this is your gimmick, but this is, like, anyway.
Well, they actually did have an explanation on why. It was because, you know, Guy would go back in time, grab the keys that they weren't using at that point, and then bring them back into the future.
What movie ever said that? Because I've never heard that before.
Gokaiger versus Go Busters.
Yeah, because isn't that how they get the galleon back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that one, so that...
I haven't seen it, I just overheard that once, that's how they got the galleon back.
Because, when the Go Busters were fighting the Gokaigers, Guy comes in holding keys. Like, holding Ranger keys again.
That would be awkward if, like, mid-fight you're getting ready to use the key and it just vanishes. Where did this go?
Yeah, where did... Oh, right,
so,
I was using it at this
back
point.
In the past. God damn it.
Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to maybe rewatch Gokaiger, Go Buster, because I don't
Also,
remember
in
that.
theory, couldn't they always just have their keys?
Uh,
Because all he would have to do is go back to the exact time he borrowed them and return them when they were done.
I don't know. It's kind of weird to think about with this, just because of the way Gokaiger works with like the keys, and then also the fact that they have a time machine. Just it's really
Also, why don't
goofy.
the old Rangers just be like, you know what? You don't need to keep bringing these back. Just keep them. We'd like to be nice and cozy in our retirement home and don't need to worry about fabulous McFuckhair over here coming in and asking us for keys.
Yeah, guy's hair in this movie. What the flying hell?
Well, it's because he was busy working on Garo.
Yeah, I'm sure he got his hair recolored.
Yeah. Could have gave him a wig.
It just looks
That
so
was
bad.
A wig. I swear that was a wig.
That was a wig. What the hell does his hair actually look like right now? Because I haven't seen him lately past the last movie he was in.
You know what? I'm actually going to look him up.
And speaking of goofy hair, we had Luca in the next episode with just like, she looks weird with long hair.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
I mean, it's okay. It's just
really weird.
She looked better with the short hair she had in the series. That's all I'm saying.
Well, sometimes it could just be, you know, we don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to change my whole entire look.
Yeah,
I'll put on the outfit by not changing my hair.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's understandable. Hair will grow out in time, and people like to change how they look, and that's fine. I'm not really ragging on that. It's just I like the way she looked with her short hair better. That's just me.
You think Marvelous got to keep his jacket after this episode?
No.
That would be funny, but probably not. Who knows?
Well, then he could go to Super Sentai Jackets and get one.
Yes, pay for the thing that he actually wore. And it was like those guys over there. It's like, hey, we have an order from Reed's name. Isn't this? Holy crap!
Or, you know, pull Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, just steal the suit.
Dude.
Yeah, just steals the suit. And then the studio's just like, fuck it, let him keep it.
I would totally do that somehow. If I was an actor and I had a coat that badass, I would find a way to steal it.
Hell yeah.
I'd just be like, yeah, I misplaced it somewhere. Whoops.
Just go to New Zealand. Already have the suit on. Alright, guys, I got recasted. I'll see you guys later. You're still wearing the suit? Yeah, I know. I'm keeping it.
This is my memento from all the filming or whatever.
I'm Ninja Yellow this shit. I'm out.
Poor guy. I really hope they cast him as Star Ninja or someone else in the show at least.
Oh, I hope they actually do something with him.
Because that's going to be a really dick move, but it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, let's see. Other notes I had for this was, let's see. During the fight, we had a Beast Unleashed finishing move with Misao in it, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, because Zyuogher Whale needed to clusterfuck the entire world.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Just the shot went around the moon, came back.
Well, that was in the next episode, because I think at that point Yamato and Marvelous were flying around in their eagle forms.
Well, eagle and isn't it like a hawk?
Hawk. Yeah, because it was Jetaman, so it's like it's a hawk or an eagle or something.
Because wasn't Yellow the eagle in Jetman?
No, Yellow was
Yellow was the owl.
Yeah, it was like
Red Hawk, Black Condor, Yellow Owl, White Swan, Blue Swallow.
Legasp, no eagles.
You would think the white would be an eagle just because, bald eagles, but...
No.
Well...
It's a female. Come on.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Elegant as fuck with the shit.
Yeah, like Kamen Rider Femme.
Yeah.
Fucking Swan.
Or,
and the Battle Royale fucking Toku.
A better Swan rider. Sieg from Deno.
Oh gosh, that's prissy little...
I digress.
Advent to the top.
Yeah, him.
I miss him.
He was entertaining at times, other times he was annoying. Like most of the Imagine. Actually, no, I liked the Imagine, I'm not gonna lie. Sieg was just the only weird one. Anyway. I love how in the scene later on in episode 28 where after the Zyuoghers meet the rest of the pirate crew, There's a shot where Leo is on his back with Luca over him, and she like smacks him for looking up her skirt, despite there's nothing for him to look at while they're in combat mode, and she should know that by now.
Exactly. It's like, also, he's staring up into the sky. He's just, you're on him, so you're the creep.
Yeah, you're the one at fault here, Gokai Yellow. Don't hurt me.
Well, Luca, get your head out of your ass.
Well, it always was her thing, even in the other show. Like, in the episode where she and Doc swapped bodies, like, she made a comment, like, if you do anything inappropriate, I'm going to charge you.
I was right. That was where that image came from. Okay.
Yes, there was an episode where Luca and Doc switched bodies.
Yeah, because another buddy of ours is doing that Super Sentember, and he posted an image of Gokai Green, and it said Gokai Yellow, and I was like, wait.
Wait, who's doing the Sentai part?
It's lame.
Oh, Pinkcaster, yeah.
And, the one I was talking about was Ichi.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I don't have Ichi. I only have Lane. Anyway.
I don't have you either.
Because you never added me. You don't know.
You should add me.
We'll sort that social stuff out later. And I love the way the fight also continues with... we see some more different Beast Unleashed combo attacks with the 4. The thing that's like Tusk and Sella comboed, and then like Leo and Amu, or it's something like that.
It's Amu with Tusk and Sarah with Leo.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. It's just like you actually see them in their super mode, just like doing combo strikes, and it's like that's really cool.
I find it hilarious.
Pretty awesome custom figure arts earlier too, where they made the Beast Unleashed of the Zyuoghers.
I will be surprised if real figure arts don't come with those parts.
Oh, they totally won't, since they stopped making Sentai figure arts.
Oh, that's right, they did, didn't they? Damn it.
They stopped at Kyoryuger.
I guess they weren't selling very well.
Well, it doesn't
because
help
they're too expensive.
Yeah, it doesn't help that they're all Tamashi Web.
Yeah, and
that's
the ones that
annoying.
aren't are the Red Rangers, which you can pick up for $20.
Of course, because there's so many of them. Duh, that's why they're so cheap.
The most expensive Red Rangers are MMPR / Zyuogher and Gokaiger. They're the most expensive Red Ranger figure arts.
Because MMPR, nostalgia, and then Gokaiger's just badass. Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, transitioning into 29, when Misao sees the teams all paired off, he's all like, there's no one for me to fight. And then Guy shows up. I'm just like, Misao, stop being whiny. This is not the time.
See, when I saw him being whiny in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, this is me out. This is me out. This is Misao. It's what he does. And then another thing kicked in the back of my head. He could be helping these assholes. Fuck him.
I know, right? He's like, you could just pick someone and join the fight. Have him like bounced around between the fighters. And then Guy shows up and fixes the problem. But then,
where Guy clears things up, where it's like, guys, we don't need a fight. He just said to hold them off.
Well, what else are we supposed to do?
And then we cut to back to Marvelous and Yamato doing some pretty cool power matching, because there's like, you still see them fighting in their eagle forms, and then I think at one point Marvelous goes, crap, what is the frickin' thing? Go Ranger, go Red.
And
Ranger. Yeah, you see them like doing some whip foo with each other. It's like, that's cool. Mirror match, go!
Well, no, it's because it's like, hey, 2000th episode, whip attack,
Yeah, I know. It was just cool to see them like matching powers, because that's one thing the Gokaigers always do when they have their change modes. They're just like matching their opponents. And then we have scenes of the Zyuoghers and Gokaigers having a powwow at the house.
Wow.
In which Guy just does what he does best, and I love him for it still. Guy never change. And then Leo gets double smacked by Luca and Sella when he starts getting handsy with the girls from Gokaiger.
And Gokai Pink, I think, was in with that as well.
Yeah, he had his arms around Luca and crap, what is her name?
Mai? No, that's not right.
Nami. That's it. I'm.
I was close.
Yeah. And then, of course, Luca and Sella smack him, and it's just like, hands off, lion boy.
Yeah, this isn't your pride. Step off.
Yeah. Plus, as we said before, Luca don't take none of that shit.
Plus, you could say that he already left a bad taste in her mouth.
Oh. Jeez.
I don't mean in a bad way. The fact that she was already pissed off at him for, air quote, looking up her skirt.
That's true, yeah. Anyway. And then we have the next scene with Yamato and Marvelous, where basically Marvelous is like, I'm going to shoot you if you keep trying to take this thing, and Yamato calls him on it. I'm just like, the ball's on this guy.
Yeah, when Yamato beat Marvelous, I'm like, no, this guy stabbed a sword through his foot and kept fighting. He's not done yet.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That was just like, dude, your foot must be in so much pain right now. The only way they could have done anything more badass with Marvelous if he'd done the stereotypical stabbed himself with a sword while in a fight, or shot himself through the hand or whatever, but they weren't going to go that far with the show.
No. Especially if it isn't Gokaiger.
Yeah, you know what I would have liked if like Marvelous said something along the lines of like, "Come on, test me," and then like Yamato takes a step forward, Marvelous pulls the trigger, you hear the gun go off, but it misses Yamato.
I was half expecting Yamato to just walk right up to him up until the gun barrel's just pushed against his body.
It's like, come on, do it. No, you want. Come on.
Yeah, come on, do it. They're not going to make Zyuogher keys for another 6 years.
Pretty much.
Yeah, sadly. Then again, they need to stop making keys. It's just enough. No more.
Never. We need all 40 teams.
Yeah, which I will say it was cool to actually see them using teams that they had, or their successors.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was cool. And speaking of successors, kind of, Bang Ray finally shows up and jacks a whole bunch of villains from Marvelous's head, which I'm like, how does he even have those in there? Because you have villains from Go Busters, Kyoryuger, Tokyuger, Ninja.
No, there was no Ninja villains.
Okay, never mind. Oh, that's right. They had instead they had Gokaiger and Shinkenger, which the last two I'll forgive. The ones after, why? How?
No, Gokaiger, it's possible because Brajira was in the Gokaiger Gokaiger crossover.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
Shinkenger.
I saw that movie.
Yeah, Shinkenger and Gokaiger's villains, I can forgive that because those were before them, so they could have seen them during the crossovers. That's fine. It's the ones after that doesn't make any sense. It's like, how do you have Enter, Escape, Zed, and
Escape because of the Go Buster crossover.
Okay, that, yeah. So it's a little just, how do you have Zed and Dayboss in your head? That made no sense to me.
Who knows? Maybe while Guy was on Earth, he explained everything and had it all on video camera.
I don't know. Also, we just get to see Butterfly Mouth again.
Butterfly Man.
And
which hopefully he appears in Dino Super Charge.
A certain recapping team were not very happy with that monster design.
Yeah.
Back when they were doing that on Toku Riffs, anyway.
Beautiful butterfly.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, all this builds into your standard crossover fighting scene where we see all of them morph, and I love how Luca still throws out her classic Baka line.
It's Baka.
I'm just like, Luca, never change, except your hair. Put it back the way it was.
Just chop half it off. Okay.
It was also a lot lighter.
That too.
And now to get to what you guys were alluding to. Alright, go ahead.
Don's hair was orange, and then it went to blonde by like the end of the series, and nobody bats an eye except for me.
I think I would just be more like natural hair changing, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting turned blonde due to the constant array of the sunlight.
Or all the stress is just changing his hair.
Oh.
Because I'd imagine working with
orange to blonde, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Right, Gar went from orange to blonde.
Maybe.
Can I make a crappy joke, Gar or Crunch?
Floor's yours.
You could say that the sunlight made him a yellow overdrive.
And this is when I leave the Skype call.
And this is...
Okay.
If this was CastRanger, I would get up and leave.
There you go. That was my obligatory JoJo reference. There we go.
Well, I have heard podcasts where co-hosts will leave the Skype call after bad jokes.
Yeah.
That was just so bad.
Anyway, so you guys were alluding to this earlier, but we get Yamato and Zeal the Whale in his holy crap cannon. What the?
Yeah, the holy shit. I hate to see what the endgame villain can do if that's what that weapon does.
It's like, fires this giant beam that goes into space, hits the moon, curves back around, and destroys Enter and Escape. And Bang Ray manages to dodge away.
He dodges it by a hair on, just a hair on his chinny chin.
The hair on his metal chinny chin.
He dodged it with only one of his metal tentacle things on his face getting slightly singed.
He is freaking Cthulhu, man.
Pretty much. I'm just like, good grief, what kind of... That thing has just got so much power. Holy cow.
Let's also think about it like this. There has to be at least one time where he uses that to take out the big-sized monsters.
Oh, there has to be a time where he does that.
But it's never going to happen because it's Sentai.
No, it could happen. Tokyo took out one of the giant monsters with their imagination cannon.
Yeah.
So they could easily do it if they wanted to.
To be honest, that feels like that's going to be the MacGuffin gun that's going to work throughout the rest of the series.
It's
good. To the point where they shouldn't need Zyuogher Whale. They just use that on every single monster.
It's gonna be the team's signature cannon.
Yeah, they're all gonna get in formation behind him and hold his back so he can handle the recoil on that thing.
Yeah.
So they can actually aim it properly. Calling it now. That's what they're gonna do.
Crazy bastard! Read your book.
Pretty much.
Book, guys, book. That's everything.
Speaking of giant monsters, we have the giant monster this episode, which is a recolored Akido's gills, and it's like, what the hell is with that? And then apparently it's actually someone else entirely. From the Zangyak homeworld, there's a fusion of every evil emperor ever, named Gokudo's the Gills. Where the hell is that story? I'd like to actually see them deal with that.
Gokaiger versus Go Busters.
No, that was not part of that story.
Yes, it was. They elaborated that they got their asses handed to them on the Zanyak home planet, in which, yes, it was him.
I'm going to have to go back and look that up again, because I don't remember that. It's been way too long.
A lot of things
I don't
can be...
remember names offhand, but I remember someone saying they were getting their ass handed to them.
Well, the Gokaigers were getting their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
Mostly all I remember about the Go Buster Gokaiger movie is weird-looking crystal keys that turned into Megazord keys.
Yeah.
Which was probably the best part of that thing.
Good times.
I need to go back and rewatch that. Anyway.
Man, just be glad Bandai of America didn't do that.
And the last note for me is just seeing the Gokaiger sitting in the Zuo mechs is hilarious, considering they're spinning cubes, and all they do to control their mech is spin a wheel.
Yes, the Gokaigers giving the Zyuoghers a lap dance. That was weird.
Also using Ranger keys on the thing, even though they're incompatible, but whatever.
Because fuck logic.
It was cool, and then, of course, they leave after giving all the keys back immediately. It's like, well, that was a waste of however many days.
Yeah.
And then off into space again.
Yeah, for no reason.
Off for adventure again, or whatever.
Because they needed to make a joke to get people pumped for the 3000th episode.
Oh, that's right, where they leave Navi behind, and Navi's all like, hey, tune into the 3000th episode to find out what happened to me.
It's going to be another 20 years.
Yeah, that's going to take a long time. Then watch as they forget about that joke entirely.
Oh, you mean like Kyoryuger 100 years later? That will never really happen?
No, watch it just be another dinosaur series by that point.
Oh,
that
gosh.
would be funny if they actually kept continuity like that.
Just imagine how many different themes the show's going to go through by that point. Just
if it even... I don't want to be a downer, but even if it lasts that long.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Because there is going to be that 1 year where they finally announce
We're done.
Not doing this anymore.
That's it.
Yeah,
We're out. We're done.
We finally made enough
Really
money
weird,
to get out of debt.
It's gonna feel really weird when you hear this is the final Super Sentai series. It's gonna be like, damn.
It's gonna be dark and edgy.
I have a feeling that they could keep this series going for as long as they want to, as long as they keep cycling out writing talent.
Yeah.
Because, there are always going to be new writers coming up all the time and whatnot. So, anyway.
And maybe they could even recycle gimmicks and suits.
Well, recycling gimmicks, definitely. I mean, just look at the last 40 years.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I could see them doing something where, maybe it's the children of such and such Sentai, blah, 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 blah. So these kids will actually use their parents' morphers kind of deal.
That would actually be
There
cool.
is my theory on how Ikari Guy is the son of Red Hawk and White Swallow from Jetman. And that explains why he loves Super Sentai so much.
I could see that.
Because they did name their kid Guy.
Yeah.
Fan theories. Anyway. Shall we
Dino Charge.
Yeah, let's move on to the dinosaur stuff. With episode 11, and oh my gosh, this episode is cringy as all hell.
Do we have to go over it?
Well, I don't really have a whole bunch of notes. I'm just like...
It's Power Rangers, the monster shows up, they beat it up, the end of the story.
The Monster of the Week is basically a freaking made-up, Vivek.
It's a grunt with a wig.
Yep, pretty much. And then she puts Tyler under a love spell, and they have to use Chase to get things fixed, and then there's nonsense with Chase and his girlfriend, but it all works out in the end. The end of the episode, pretty much.
And then...
It's so bad.
Well, one thing that I really enjoyed was how Chase's girlfriend, I can't remember her name.
Kaylee,
in which
God, you have a better memory than me. I thought it was Amanda.
Amanda Bynes? Where? All right, you guys are Americans.
I know who Amanda Bynes is.
Bynes is.
I'm just thinking back, it's like, yeah, she used to be attractive years ago. I don't know what she looks like right now. But I remember when she actually was attractive.
Crazy. But no, Kaylee finds out that Chase is the Black Ranger.
Which makes their relationship so much easier. Or,
10 times easier.
Yeah.
And or 10 times boring. Whichever one.
And then there was some nonsense about the Silver Ranger.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Silver Ranger...
That.
Go ahead.
I think I know... I don't think that's the Silver Ranger.
Yeah, considering what he says at the end of episode 12, I smell a betrayal.
I need all of your information.
Not only that, but the fact that he doesn't say who he is. We know Chaos and Xenowing are going to be major monsters of the weeks and whatnot coming up.
You mean Doomwing?
Isn't his name Xenowing?
No, that's actually Tauren's
Doomwing.
counterpart.
Whatever Tauren's evil form was.
Doomwing.
Tauren, Emo Tauren.
Dark Tauren.
Yeah. So I think Snide works for Chaos and Doomwing, and Doomwing is being mind controlled or some type of bullshit like that, or it's just a projection.
I didn't get spoiled for the finale, but I did spoil for what is to come.
There's one thing about the ending which I do know, or there's one thing about the rest of the series that I do know of, which I'm just like, that's a wasted potential.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, there's a few things I currently know that really pisses me off.
And I bet you one of them is probably the same thing I'm thinking of.
Well,
no
number
Talon
one,
Ranger yet?
What?
Yeah, about him.
About the what now?
The Talon
Ranger.
Oh, you mean the it doesn't exist Ranger?
Yeah.
You mean how it's in the Morpher and where
But
they finally
don't have
start
an action figure or anything for it?
No, even Bandai even said, we'll make a figure of every Ranger. I think we've seen every Ranger so far.
Yeah, that...
They're not gonna, dick surprise us with a Kyoryu Navy figure.
Yeah.
If they did, that would be awesome.
Here's a thing that doesn't exist in the show, like all of our other toys.
Yeah. And then the fact that they're bringing up the Davos battery.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
And it's like, that would have been good to have brought up when Gold was a bad guy. You know, when that was an actual thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone's going to buy a Davos battery in America.
No one's going to buy that.
Besides the few people that like Kyoryuger.
Pretty much.
So like Bruno from MMPR Toys.
Basically.
I think I need that.
I think I need that.
And congratulations with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so episode 12 proper. And we start with a typical day in the neighborhood. They're still trying to find the Silver Ranger. There's some antics with Coda. And this time it involves a power washer for the sink, which goes out of control. And I'm just like, 2 Rangers can't stop this thing, yet it takes an old lady that can move faster than they are to find a wrench to shut the water off.
Okay, I need to ask you guys this.
Huh.
Am I the only one that heard the old lady say, "What in the Sam hell"?
I heard Sam Hill, but it could have been Sam Hell.
I mean, it sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it was Sam Hill, but when I was watching it, I heard "What in the Sam hell." I'm like, wait a minute, I need to rewind that.
The way she said it, it mixed it. It could have been I or E. Either one.
I or E, except after C.
Yep, and we find out the old lady is Kendall's grandma with a plot MacGuffin in her pocket.
Yeah.
It would make more sense if, it was his mother, or it was Kendall's mother, not grandmother.
They don't use parents in the show. It's always grandparents or aunts or
like
uncles.
That would have made more sense.
The only time we've seen parents in Dino Charge is Shelby's dad.
And MacGuffin dad McCyan face.
That's true.
And Riley's mother.
Okay, this actually has a higher ratio of parents than I thought. Oops.
And Chase's mother.
Did they show her? I thought they only showed his sister.
No, mother and brother.
Huh.
Oh yeah, because wasn't there like a
that's
video or
Riley.
something that he was watching?
Chase's story in the first season was little sister and mother.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember little sister. I don't remember the mom.
Okay,
but
they
it's been a while.
mentioned the mom.
Yeah, because that was part of the Christmas episode.
Yeah,
I love how they
that's
actually
true.
tied in the Christmas episode into the actual series.
Yeah, that was actually interesting. It's like, I can't go home for Christmas. Santa takes him there, and then it's like, and so after that, you're gonna go back to California just to use the ticket to go back to New Zealand for that other episode with the Purple Ranger.
Yep.
Oops. No, that takes place before. The Purple Ranger story takes place before that, because when they were in the episode "World's Famous" in New Zealand, Chase mentions, "Yeah, I can't wait to come back here for Christmas."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, but okay, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, and so this episode we have a bit of Coda's past, because apparently his old cave is actually in Amber Beach.
Hashtag oh bullshit.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hashtag convenient.
Hashtag with a twist.
And apparently, locked inside of his family cave is a monster that does not belong, because there's too many modern touches on this thing for it to be a ancient monster.
You mean like the beach ball, the palm trees, the everything?
The surfboard, the ice cream
cone.
arms. I'm like, why did you pick that suit of all things?
Like, we did have a monster that we could have used. It was one of the generals. But okay.
Yeah, I know, they
Just
could have used
saying.
anything. Instead they used this, because vacation monster, which...
Yeah, to be honest, I could see Fury being hidden behind that wall, because he looks like he would belong in like a caveman era.
I know, right?
Because he's got like the loincloth and everything.
Yeah, exactly. He could have fit perfectly.
Or hell,
Then
just
we wouldn't get the whole plot point of everyone thinking Fury killed Tyler's dad and Gold Ranger.
Yeah, true.
Eh.
And then we basically get to see all the Rangers essentially high as all hell, except for Coda and Kendall.
That's where the Silver Ranger was this whole entire time. Just lock away. Don't look at the Ranger behind the rock.
That would have been funny, yeah. Just hiding in that cave waiting to
You
be
guys
freed.
found me in space too? You're not in space.
We get it. You're from space.
Space.
And as it turns out, this monster of 100,000 years has a brother that's been hanging out on Sledge's ship. Again,
bullshit.
I know, it's like the lifespan of these creatures. Like, what the crap?
Well, let's also think about it like this. Not only has it been living on Sledge's ship,
For millions of years, according to the show.
it knows that its brother is alive.
Well, it knows that its sister is alive. And
Or, yeah, sister's alive.
So this begs the question, okay, brother, sister. How exactly did they end up in their situations? It's like, I'm guessing Sledge captured the brother, stuck him on his ship, and then the sister is just like loose somewhere, and then somehow she ends up on Earth like after all that, and then gets locked away for 100,000 years or something. Like, what is
He
that?
might have been He might have been sent to Earth with Fury to go hunt down the Inner Gem, and then through the power of fucking MacGuffins and shit, got caught behind the rocks.
Okay, I could believe that, but
And then somehow held behind the loosely piled rocks with a very Flintstone-sized rib bone.
yeah, it's just like there's a hole in the logic of that one, but I guess that's probably the best answer we're gonna get for that.
Oh well, cavemans.
Although I did like how Heckles like gets pissed at the brother monster Loafer for what Leisure's doing, and then he's like, "Nope, that's not me." And then Heckles all like, "Well, I can use this and go steal their energems while they're being lazy, because monsters aren't affected by the sunlight."
Yeah, that's some interesting thing to learn. And then it's like, oh man, could you give me the energem? Nah, man, we're just gonna play a game of fucking keep away.
I know. It's like when you see Fury getting taunted by Ivan with his energem, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then even though Posander and Curio were trying to grab them, the others weren't letting them get near the things.
Yeah, and apparently they were going to go on a vacation. What?
Yeah, that was at the end of the episode. Also, there's a spot where Riley nearly gets blasted by Loafer, and he's just like, the beam goes like behind him. He turns around and it's just like, cool. I was like, dude, you almost died.
And they're stoned. They don't care.
I know.
They're stoned, and they wear grass skirts and lays in their ranger form.
Yeah, that's Kyoryuger footage.
I know, it is hilarious Kyoryuger footage.
Yeah, but the episode doesn't make sense because, the Kyoryuger episode was about, changing of seasons. And this monster won Eternal Summer.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
This
But
is
you
just,
also have to
everyone's
think
on
about
vacation.
this. We've already seen the autumn one, like 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh
before.
yeah, with the faker that's claiming credit for everything that almost got baked into a whatever that was.
I'm honestly trying to find another day boss monster that they could have used.
Hey, I have a perfect one for you. D.
Actually, yeah.
He could have been locked in that thing.
Who?
D, the one who was actually the talent or Kyoryu Navy, or Death Ryuger.
Yeah.
That would have been a great way to put him in. Like, have him
And
show
a
up
great
there.
Way to bring in the Navy energy.
Have him show up there, kick the Rangers' asses, then runs off for a bit, and it's like, have him come back
Then
later on.
He runs into Heckle and the Super Space Friends and goes, "Hey, you're not Sledge. I found the Navy Energem. The Navy Energem, there's only 10 Energems. Actually, there's 12.
Actually, they acknowledge that the Talon Energem is known as the Dark Energem.
Really,
Yeah.
they're pulling that bullshit?
Yep, it's the
Because
Dark
all the-
Energem.
All the Energems that were good, well, there's one that's made of pure evil.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're gonna steal its Megazord because fuck logic.
So, chances are the Talon Ranger might show up in the end. We don't know.
Yeah, but even so, it feels like a fucking cock tease that we're not getting a toy for him, though.
Oh, chances are Bandai of America will release one in the Ninja Steel toy line.
We'll see. That's all I can say.
Yeah, but We Stole Japan's idea toy line.
Like I said, there's something about Talon that I know, but I think you guys don't, so I'm not going to say anything.
Message us at the end.
Yeah, anyway.
Or actually, put it in the conversation section.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, because I'm interested in what you know, because I don't care about Dino Charge spoilers, because, to be honest, that show doesn't entice me as it used to.
Dino Charge was going really well, and now it's just been having meh episodes. Alright,
I was looking around on... I think I saw, like, something about it on Twitter, and it's like...
Yeah, I figured that.
It's like...
Oh, sad face.
Yeah, I know, right?
That, yeah.
Anyway.
Alright, shall we move on to the final show, and then...
Well, the only other note I had for Supercharge 12 was just you actually get to see Kendall for once driving her Zord by herself, which was nice.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do that very much.
And doesn't she use a super drive mode or whatever?
Yeah, she has the super drive and all that.
Super drive.
That being a American thing, that's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how it's like there's the Dino Drive mode and then there's the Super Dino Drive mode, which is basically we no longer have battleizers, but we at least get awesome Megazord suits.
Well,
Yeah.
you can kind of still count the Carnival thing as kind of a battleizer.
Yeah, you could, but
which is really the only thing we've had as a battleizer in the last few years.
You know what I just thought
Shogun
about?
mode from Samurai would count as a battleizer.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that ugly piece of crap.
I liked it.
It's just way too busy and bulky for my taste. Yeah. Anyway, let's go on and move on to our last of the show stuff. Ultraman Orb, Episode 9, which starts off with the invaders and Juggler just sitting around talking again. And then we have a copycat monster.
Oh, wait. I'm actually going to pull up my notes for this, because I have Ultraman Orb notes.
I would imagine you probably would, considering you guys don't do Ultraman on CastRanger that much.
No, but me and Pink Caster have been watching it, like, once a week, or twice a week sometimes.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
Because you know what? It's not like most Toku shows, it's like, here's a toy, here's a toy, here's a toy.
Pretty much.
It's a Crunchyroll exclusive.
Well, it's simulcast.
It's not exclusive.
Well,
it says Crunchyroll got the rights to it automatically.
It's simulcast, so basically it's like it goes up on Crunchyroll the same day that it airs, and then if you don't have premium, you have to wait a week to unlock it.
Yeah, then you have to wait till next Friday to watch it like I do.
Pretty much,
I have premium.
Lucky you.
La-di-da-di-da-da, whatever. But yeah, this episode is basically a copycat episode.
Yeah.
And a redemption episode.
Yeah, because we have a scene
where I have that in there as well.
Yeah, the copycat goes to Earth, prepares to cause trouble, and then an actual monster shows up, and because of the situation Guy is in, where he's supposed to be helping Jeddah with camera work, he can't actually get away to transform. He tries, but Jeddah catches him.
I find that hilarious.
It's like, time to save the day. Nope. It's like, shit.
It's like, Ultraman Orb, and then Guy's like, but I'm here.
If I'm here, who's up there?
If I'm here, and you're here, and the Spanish Sahara used to be right here, then who the hell's that?
Wait, if you're Patrick, then who is that?
No, this is Patrick.
I do love how, like, after the copycat monster, like, sort of drives the other monster off and then, like, changes back to normal size, Jeddah's, like, hell-bent to find out Orb's identity, and he ends up running into copycat monster, because duh.
First off, the aliens with Juggler, they are the Planet Invasion Union.
Because, of course, they need to have some kind of group name.
And
the PIU?
The PSU.
Planet Invasion Union?
Oh, PIU, yeah, never mind. I don't know where PSU came from.
Yeah.
PlayStation United.
That sounds like a thing that could exist, knowing Sony. Yeah, wasn't one of the monsters in the PIU in an episode of Ginga? The one with the weird red head. I feel like I saw him in Ginga S.
Which one is the redhead? There's two with red heads.
The one that's a major thing in the next episode, that one?
Oh, Knuckle?
I'm asking him, I'm not sure.
No, not Knuckle, the other one that looks like a tentacle.
Oh, the one that looks like a tentacle banana.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, the fish thing.
Yeah, wasn't he in Ginga S? I feel like I saw his suit in there.
I never watched Ginga S, actually.
Really? The Ultraman guy didn't watch
Whoa.
Ginga S.
Ginga's really boring.
Well, I mean,
Okay, having actually seen both of them, I can't honestly blame you that much.
I don't have a retort for this. He's right.
They are really low budgeted.
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
Anyway, but yeah, so Cheetah running around with our copycat monster, thinking he's Ultraman, and like the monster's like trying to get away or whatever, but that never works. And so we see a bunch
isn't
of
his name like Baba Ryuga or something like that?
I have to
Babalu.
recheck.
I have it here actually. It's Babalu apparently.
Babalu.
Well, that's what you call. I think that's his human form. I think his monster form is a little bit longer, but yeah.
His human form is like Babalu.
Or like it's
something
like he called himself like
Baba-Ree
Baba.
What the sun
Alien
said.
Babaroo.
Yeah.
I think it's like called himself like Baba or something in human form. And it's like I love how you just have the Baba running around with Jetta and all these kids, and it's like that's kind of adorable and kind of silly all at the same time.
And
Especially when you have
creepy when you think about it like this. He was sent to essentially murder, and he's just like, I could kill all of you right now.
yeah, except for the
And
fact
blame
that
it all
I
on the
feel
Ultraman.
this thing.
yeah, except for the fact that he had his hero moment while pretending to be Orb, where he defended some kids and all that.
Yeah,
I'm
and he,
feeling. Okay, yeah. His human disguise name was Ryuji Baba.
I
Okay,
was
yeah.
close.
And one other note I had from all the scenes with them with the kids was just watching Guy trying to operate a camera was funny because he wasn't really doing it right.
He's like, what the fuck is this thing?
And this is the episode where we get some of Jetta's backstory, where he always wanted to be a hero and usual kid stuff.
And didn't he like fall off a tree?
Yeah, or something like that.
Eh.
And his dad said something or another.
Man up.
Yeah, you can always be a hero if you put your heart to it. I'm like Simba's dad in the clouds.
But yeah, Don Nostra, the leader of the Planet Invasion Union, comes down the spaceship. And
Which looks like eyeglasses, by the way.
Yeah.
Which forces Babaryu to destroy the planet.
You're supposed to be causing chaos, and it's like, no, not doing it. And then I love how even though the kids know the truth about the monster, they still cheer him anyway. And he gets his ass royally handed to him, and then Guy has to step in to save him.
Well, yeah,
And
but
then
that's
Real
because
Orb comes in.
Juggler comes in with the monster. It's the Juggler.
Friggin' Juggler.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find the actual kaiju that frickin'
I don't remember its name, but every
Nag?
time it attacked, it sounded like it was making the Ultraman times up sound, and it really was bugging me.
I know who I know which kaiju it was.
I didn't notice that effect on it.
Cherubim.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Cherubim.
Yeah.
He was from Ultraman Mabius.
Ah.
Yeah, every time he was attacking, I was like, damn, he's already up? And then it's like, oh, it's supposed to be the monster's attack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really fucking confusing.
Yeah, Babaryu, vanishes.
Yeah, we have that scene at the end where, Jetta and the one kid, or I think it was, two kids, are, seeing him walk off, and, as soon as they turn around, he vanishes, and, Guy's the only one that sees it.
And then there's clear, you can tell he's gonna come back later on.
Yeah, 5 seconds later when he's a janitor at the park.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And Guy just is the only one that sees it.
Hand over his mouth thing.
Yeah, and
He does the Jared Leto Joker laugh.
oh, that's right. And Guy's the only one that notices it. That was funny.
And lastly, there's episode 10, which means there's only 15 episodes left in the series.
And this one starts out with Juggler playing tarot with his monster cards. First poker, now tarot. What else can these things do besides summoning monsters? That was weird.
Me wasting money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you would. It's I was just thinking about.
I actually have on hold for me both the first 2 orb sets. The orb ring's on its way in the card holder.
I was
Are
literally
you getting the vinyl figures?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I was literally sitting there thinking to myself while I'm watching this, is like, being a toku collector that likes Ultraman stuff is about the same on par as being a card collector at this point, considering you have two shows that do Ultraman with cards, and then we have how many Sentai with cards? Or no, we have the one Sentai with cards, and we have like 3 Riders with cards. You're pretty much just like
Sentai with cards, Sentai with cards.
Gokaiger.
Ah, yeah.
That was the only one that's done cards so far.
Yeah, and then you have 3 fucking riders with cards.
Actually, well, now there's 2 because one doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you.
Well, no, technically there's 3, just one of them's from America.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Dragonite.
But yeah, no, I just love the title of this episode and just how blunt it is.
I know.
Juggler dies.
And then, of course, the truth is, no, he doesn't.
He just shows off his true form.
Yeah, I know.
That's so fucking beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Figure arts, please.
They definitely... No, Ultra Act. Because that's the Ultra figure art line.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Just like D arts are now just called SA Figure Arts.
Actually, have you guys noticed this? You guys watch Doctor Who, right?
I do. I'm a little behind, but I do watch it.
Did you watch David Tennant's series?
Oh yeah, I've seen all of those. The only thing I'm behind on is...
Guy and Juggler feel like the Doctor and the Master?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. With the chemistry and the history they apparently have together.
It definitely... Ever since they both met on screen, I'm like, this is just the Doctor and the Master together.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not a Doctor Who aficionado, so I'm gonna go with something I know. This felt like a very Optimus Prime Megatron thing, where it's like, these two have fought several times before. This is just us seeing their next battles.
Yeah. Yeah, kinda.
Well, it's also, there's
every time Juggler summons a monster, it's just Megatron sending out another Decepticon to get fucked over by Optimus Prime's trailer.
Or just send out Broken Starscream over and over.
Yeah.
Well, it's also kind of... I feel like the Doctor Who thing kind of fits a little bit better, because during Juggler and Guy's unmorphed fight, which was really awesome, by the way...
You mean Matrix-style fighting?
With ground smashes and everything, and it's just like... You see Don Nostra sitting there talking about their past, and apparently, like, Juggler was once in the light side, but then he got coerced to the dark, and that's...
Oh, Shay is the Master.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the Master.
Just don't come back as a female.
Hey, Missy's actually pretty cool. It's weird, but she's cool.
I never liked Missy.
Oh, she is so much fun. Her actress is just makes that role work so well.
It breaks all Time Lord law.
Not really.
There's never been a point where a male Time Lord regenerated into a Time Lady. But now that's...
Yeah, because they set the rules that way. When
Doctor Who, Season 14.
When Eccleston turned into Tennant, he said, like, I could come back with a dog's head. Or no head. Wouldn't that be something? Anyway. We're derailing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, back to the scene in the ship with Juggler and Dawn. It's like...
The Juggler!
Pretty much Dawn's all like, hey, I want you to go kill Guy, and if you do it, I'll give you this. And he shows off that he actually has the Belial card.
Oh, man. That Belial card.
Yes, I know. I'm sure you're drooling to have it.
It's in the 3rd card set.
I am not surprised.
Well, yeah, because isn't that like the only orb card that gives orb like 50 different fucking forms? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think it's like in 2 different combinations that they haven't shown off yet.
Yeah, I think it's 2.
There's only 5 forms going to be in the series. His primitive form, his Ultraman Antigua formation, Toro and Mabius formation,
Hurricane Slash, and whatever the default one is.
Special
Zeppelium or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I could never.
Specium Zepperion.
That's
it is.
Which the first name makes sense. The other one doesn't. I don't understand the Zepperium part. Specium makes sense because that's what Ultraman called his attack. I don't know.
It's probably something Antigua. Yeah,
maybe.
But then there's the Zafi and Belial fusion, Thunderbringer.
Yeah.
Is that the one that looks like Venom or the other one?
It's the black and red one.
Okay, not the blue one.
No, that one's a video game exclusive.
Okay, thank God.
All the other
Christ.
forms are only in the Daiso game.
Okay.
Because they couldn't be bothered to actually make them physical.
Money? We're Subaraya. We don't even know what money is.
And yet they still sometimes put out a good product. Go figure.
I mean,
you
you say that, but they're selling Kamen Rider Pogs still.
Sheesh.
Well, they're coins, but they're basically Pogs. You can get them in vending machines.
Yeah. Juggler sends out a monster, or a kaiju, actually. It's Ultraman. They're called kaijus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, it also hit you where, like, yes, the title of the episode is called Juggler Dies, but you see in the episode that he can just turn himself into matter.
Yeah, because like he shows up in the SSP's headquarters, and by the way, him calling Naomi "my dear" is creepy as hell.
Like I said, that guy gives me so many rape vibes.
Pretty much, yeah. And going back to Guy and Juggler's fight, I like how like they're busy doing their banter, and then Juggler's talking about what happened with Guy accidentally exploding that one lady in the past, and I'm like, it's been a really long time since we've had a hero accidentally killed someone character arc.
Oops.
I mean, this is also one of the few times where a villain will throw obvious shade and just toss some salt in them wounds.
Yeah, pretty much. Not many of them do that very often.
Except for the one time Adele's like, "Oh, I killed your dad. Haha, fuck you."
Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of the monster that you were talking about, that is Black King, which I recognize that one from Ginga too, and I was like looking into it, and it's like...
Yeah, Black King was in Ginga.
Yeah, but apparently it's an Ultraman Jack monster, which is kind of appropriate that he goes Hurricane Slash, since Jack's part of that combination.
I'm starting to notice that he goes Hurricane Slash a lot because of, Hurricane Slash being the only one with a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because,
Which
it's the only one that doesn't look completely fucking ridiculous.
Hey.
I'm sorry, the giant Toro horns look ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't like
giant Toro.
I don't really like horns on Ultraman. I prefer them without those things.
Yeah.
My personal favorite is still Tiga Ultraman combo.
Yeah, the base form.
Yeah.
Same.
And speaking of Juggler, air quote, dying, he gets stabbed in the back by Knuckle. Well, more accurately, he gets shot in the back.
Because Knuckles the bounty hunter.
Yeah,
but also from
Count
Jack.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, apparently Knuckles is actually the one that controls Black King in that show. I was doing some research on that because I wanted to find out about that monster.
That did seem weird that, like, Juggler, air quote, dies, and then Knuckles just like, yeah, fuck him up.
And then on the ship, Knuckles like, yes, I defeated him. I just get stabbed.
Through...
Like, really? Next time make sure that, my body's not moving.
Yeah, and it's like, how did you do that? And it shows off this one card, which I don't know what it does. It kind of confused me.
It's a shield. Basically, the kaiju is a giant shield.
Ah.
So it's guard fent.
Yes.
So basically, it's similar to what Guy pulled in an earlier episode where he projected a shield out of one of his cards.
Yeah.
Which I still don't understand how he did that.
Oh, trust me. Trust me. Next season of Kamen Rider is going to make us ask even more what the fuck questions.
But we'll still have more fun with it than we are with the current show.
I will, yes.
Femstar kaiju card.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I remember it was something B.
Yeah, because...
again, it was in Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Jack series.
Also, I believe Black King showed up in the movie with Ultraman Zero from the research I was doing, so...
That was Red King, I believe.
Was it? I thought it was Black King. It was like something Mega Monster Battle, whatever. I forget the full title.
Mega Monster Battle. Something, something, something.
Yeah, wasn't that one of Zero's movies? Or movie?
Yeah, that was Zero's first movie.
Oh, okay, that's right. It's like he has multiple, doesn't he?
Zero is basically the movie Ultraman. Never had his own series except for the Calypso one where he was the host.
Okay then, interesting.
But yeah, Juggler kills Knuckle and then he kills Don Nostra.
and takes all the cards.
And destroys the ship.
Did he blow the ship up? I missed that part.
Well, the ship was in sparks, so...
Well, yeah, he was more or less on the ship laughing maniacally.
But there's still the fish kaiju around.
Yeah, I know. Where did Banana Squid go?
Yeah, it's like, wait, he's a part of the crew. Wiki.
Wait, but
what
didn't
does it
he...
say? Apparently he doesn't show up till episode 20 of Orb.
Well, I mean, when you're the last general in a series, you kind of want to stay away.
Yeah, especially when you have a badass like Juggler.
Oh yeah, also, in this episode, Guy figures out Juggler's plan.
Oh yeah, to unleash this mega monster or whatever.
Basically, Satan.
I'm
just going to nickname him Satan.
Open Satan.
The Muppet Satan. just pulls up, hey everybody, I'm evil.
I would shotgun the moon of the show so much. Oh my
It's just like evil Kermit. It's just Ultraman Orb, but with a mole.
Yeah.
That still doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Which Ultraman had a mole?
No, I was making a joke.
No, he's making a Kermit joke.
Oh.
Because in like the Muppet movie that they just came out with recently, there was
2
an evil
years
Kermit
ago.
that had a mole.
Oh, that's right. Evil Kermit had a thing on his face. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he had a mole.
I watched the first Muppet movie. I didn't actually watch that one.
Yeah.
Well, there's like millions, so.
There's 8 movies.
Jesus.
There's a lot of older ones, and then there's the newer generation, which is
God,
only
those
2
sock
so far.
puppets are famous.
Exactly. Because in Most Wanted, when they're singing the song, we're doing a sequel.
Oh yeah, I remember
the
that
professor's
too.
like, I don't mean to be a stickler, but this is the 7th sequel to our original motion picture.
That's amazing. I didn't get that far, but anyway, speaking of movies, shall we move on?
Sure. Because we've been
breaking
doing
out
this,
the belts for this one, boys.
because we've been doing this for 2 hours now, almost.
Pretty much. So, the Kamen Rider Ichigo movie. This was a thing.
I didn't watch it subbed.
So, you have no context for anything.
I got the gist of it, but after this, I'm actually going to go watch it with Bluecaster and Pinkcaster.
Anyway.
They were literally like, hey, how much longer you be doing this? Because we're going to watch the Ichigo movie. I'm like, oh, I'm actually talking about the Ichigo movie. And then they called me a traitor.
Oh,
Not their
boo
fault they
hoo.
got on the bandwagon late.
This was also kind of last minute, but who cares? Anyway.
Yeah, I enjoy doing this.
So our movie starts in Thailand, which is kind of interesting.
So, Godzilla vs. the Destroyer takes place in Hong Kong.
I just like, and Hongo's in Thailand. Why? But
Because
all we know
fuck
is,
Japan for once.
well, apparently, as it turns out, he was probably hunting down Shocker, because apparently Shocker moved out of Japan for
Did
some
you guys
reason.
ever watch the original series?
No.
No, but
Shock-
I want to.
Shocker has taken control of the whole entire planet. It's just Japan they didn't have.
So literally, anywhere else in the world is probably run by Shocker in any Rider universe.
Basically, when Takashi Hongo broke his legs, like his actor, and they had to replace him with Nigo, they just wrote Takashi Hongo off saying he went around the world destroying the other Shocker organizations.
Ah.
Yeah.
And our movie starts with Crooks trying to attack Hongo for some reason. Like, the subs say, you know, something about putting one of their kids in the hospital? It's like, what? I'm so confused.
Hey man, you got the wrong Takashi Hongo. You're looking for the one from Kamen Rider the first. Now he hurt a child.
No, you're looking for Sagata Sanshiro, who forced the Sega Saturn on the kids. Oh, that's the same actor. It's hilarious.
If you find Pepsi Man, tell him I said hi.
Now there's a crossover.
Sagata Sanshiro and Pepsi Man. Save the world.
Kamen Rider X Pepsi Man.
Or
One
that.
drink at a time.
Fighting the evils of Coke. Shocker.
Oh, we're just making a better
And it's our
movie.
extra rider, Mount Dews.
No, that's X-Aid.
Anyway, and
To quote the worst person I hate, it's time to stop.
we have a shot of Ichigo in pain for some reason, which is never explained.
It's
They literally say nothing about it. It's just, here's him clutching his heart sometimes. Why? Fuck if we know.
Because he's old as fuck. He's 70. He has heart problems.
His cyborg parts are actually falling apart on the inside. That's why he has the...
there is no mention of that at all.
Armor.
No, there is no mention of his cybernetics anywhere in the movie. There's nothing about him failing, and there's no reason given for the damn Hulkbuster suit, other than, hey, here's a thing we can throw in for toys.
Really?
No, I mean,
yes, really.
I like it.
Because again, I only saw the Raw, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, you're gonna get a lot of rage out of me, because there's a lot of unexplained crap, and that is one of them.
They don't explain the upgrade form. They don't.
But I do love the upgrade form.
It doesn't look good in like stills, but it looks great in motion.
Yeah, it's all right.
As for the figure art, just take my money. Here's my wallet. Just take my money.
Oh yeah, I want to get all the Ichigos and then get the Takashi Hongo figure art and have him standing in front, and then all the different Ichigo variations in the background.
You know what you do? You get the Takashi Hongo doing the pose on one side, and then you get the generic Ichigo design doing it on the other side.
Nice. Do the fusion ha form thing for each side.
Fusion ha!
That would be funny, yeah.
No. What you do is that you take all the figure arts and you make them, you make it look like they're all doing the pose in different formations. So, have one arm, really close.
Oh, yeah. I've seen something like that where someone did that with the Bumblebee Masterpiece figure. They bought 20 of them and had them in each different form of his transformation. It was amazing.
That's bad shit crazy. What the fuck's wrong? That's like $120.
That's a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Cool.
Damn it, now I want a Masterpiece Bumblebee.
Don't save your money.
Save it for Cliff Jumper.
Moving away from the Transformer talk.
This is the Transformers podcast now.
I thought about that once, but there's not enough stuff to do.
No, we had talked about Voltron a bit.
Yeah,
we did a whole topic about that.
Voltron?
Yep.
Yeah. And you didn't contact me?
Yeah, we did Legendary Defender, the Netflix one.
Yeah, it was literally 2 or 3 weeks before you guys were gushing over the new Voltron thing coming out. And it's like, fuck.
We already did that.
We knew.
Damn.
Anyway.
Yeah, wasn't that one of our few 3-man episodes?
I don't think Biff was there for that.
Or no.
That was one of our 2-mans.
No, that was one of our 2-man.
I think that week we were supposed to do Surprise Drive and catch up on those movies, but we never did, so we went to Voltron as our backup. Just in case.
You just need to get a hold of Biff and be like, come back to us, Biff. We miss you.
Well, he's got life to worry about, so... Anyway, back to the movie.
Which for some odd reason has Ghost in it.
Yeah, but before we get to the Ghost appearance...
It's for the kitties.
Kitties I did like this other touch from the Thailand scene where, you see Hongo walking off after he beats the crook senseless, and, one guy's like, hey, who's that? He's a badass. And he's like, don't you know? That's Takashi Hongo. And it's like, someone in Thailand knows Hongo? Okay.
He gets around.
I also like that within the first 3 minutes we got a super awesome badass fight scene and oh man, this really cool old veteran warrior guy is really hurt and probably is going to end up dying somewhere in the film.
And then cut to Ghost Cast doing karaoke, including Gramps and Drag, to shoot the mood in the foot.
And Cat.
Yep. And then the reused suits appear, because we have our Shocker grunts, and apparently this whole movie is basically civil war between Shocker and Nova Shocker. Nova Shocker, including the actress that played Hurricane Blue, so hello, hottie.
Just the bars. Can I just move to the bar scene?
Oh, right, where you have 2 grunts from Shocker talking, and they're just going, and then they start fighting. It's like, what the fuck?
They basically go under the bar stool thing, and then they just come out with their armor on. Or, with their outfits on. It's like, oh, cat fight.
And there's just
Now,
screaming.
see, when I saw that
E.
scene, there was one thing that popped in my mind. People who complain about it's like the older one is people who like figure arts, the newer one is people who like SICs. That is a very SIC grunt.
That
Yeah.
is very true.
Yeah, the buffed up Nova Shocker grunts look a lot better than the old ones.
No, when people complain about Power Rangers and Super Sentai, they're the exact same thing, but they're still fighting over it.
Yeah.
So Nova Shocker's plan is, hey, let's become a mega corporation and take over the economy. And I'm just like, and you're making me miss Foundation X so much right now because they were kind of doing that already. And then Toei murdered them.
Nova Shocker's a company?
Yeah, it's a mega corporation. That's literally their plan. We were going to
didn't
become the
get that.
best mega corporation ever.
Again, I watched the Raw, but that doesn't mean I know Japanese.
Yeah, it's really.
I got the gist of it.
Well, you're learning the plot before you actually see it, so aren't you glad you came on
Yay.
today? Meanwhile, we have Shocker Normal trying to capture this girl related to Tachibana for what reason
That's
exactly?
John's granddaughter.
Yeah, and for what reason? To revive the boss. Because of course.
Ambassador Hell.
Yup.
Yeah,
Because-
which really threw me through a fucking loop because I never watched Ichigo and like halfway through. It's like, why the fuck does he have a snake head?
Ambassador Hell, because the other two villains from the original series are dead. No,
I mean,
no,
you have to
literally.
think about it like this. There's eventually gonna be a Kamen Rider anniversary series that's not gonna have Hongo either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was called All Riders vs. Dai Shocker. That wasn't Takashi Hongo.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, like he's gonna be gone.
Like at the
Much
very
like-
end, it's gonna say like so and so, blah 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 blah.
Yep. And we have at some point a scene of Gramps talking about Shocker, because apparently he's been around so long he's done his homework. And
I
what's...
checked the wiki. I got the Blu-rays. I got the DVDs. I have the manga. I know everything about Shocker.
Yep, basically.
You? I'm Takashi Hongo.
Yeah.
Who?
And so, since the Ghost crew noticed that Shocker's after Mayu for some reason, they decide to follow her around at her school, which apparently that's another connection to the old series.
And yeah, and apparently anyone can dress up and become a teacher if
Yeah.
they want.
Because Takaru and Akari both do it, but Takaru ends up as like a teacher's aide that's trying to teach English, and he sucks at it.
Did you guys
Which was
not?
funny.
Did you guys never watch the movie Sergeant Drobert?
Nope.
It's a Owen Wilson movie, and he's like, "Listen, the best way to dress up as a teacher is just have a suit, have a cup of coffee in your hand." All of his friends the other day go to his school dressed up in suits and coffee, and they're like, "What? We're dressed up? We're teachers?" Like, no. This is bad.
And then we also have some scenes with Takaru and Mayu, and it's just like being all cutesy, and I think Takaru basically starts having a crush on her that Akari
Yep.
gets jealous of.
And then
Yep,
everybody just
that was
starts
my
doing the
favorite
fanfics.
scene.
And then
The one
Onari's
where
like,
just like
yeah.
the Onari smug face is my favorite thing from that entire movie.
Yeah, because Akari's all like, jealousy, what's that? It's unlogical, what's the elements, blah, blah, blah. And Onari's all like, starts spelling out the word love. And he can tell he cannot do it without cracking, because he starts cracking near the end.
Oh, that was my favorite scene. That's why Onari is my favorite character.
Yeah.
And that's why you want the Onari guy.
Mm-hmm.
So what? It would just be Kamen Rider Cuts.
And then when...
Kamen Rider Monk. It's just a white rider.
Yeah, and then we have in Mayu's scene, or I should say Akari's teacher scene, we see Mayu kind of go berserk a little bit.
Cuckoo.
She gets the glowy eyes and punches somebody.
And then Hongo
Yeah.
comes in, writes something on the board, and then
Life.
starts
He writes the
talking.
word life and gives a little monologue.
Well, that was like a little bit later on, because like...
Oh, he's talking about life?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he's bullshitting with Ghost and them at the
Yeah,
Super
because if you remember, what happens is it's like Akari goes to talk to Mayu like outside of the school. Shocker shows up, and then Hongo shows up with his new mode to save him. And apparently, it's like Hongo abandoned Mayu or something. But then there's like, what?
I'm that uncle who's not really the uncle.
I guess. But then it's like, then there's like the scene later on that you're talking about where they're BSing with the ghost cast. Like you see Hongo sitting in the temple, and then he looks at Takaru and just like, "You're dead, aren't you?" And it's like,
Yeah,
yep.
he's like, "I'm Kamen Rider Ghost. You're Kamen Rider Ichigo, right? I'm Kamen Rider Ghost," and he's just like,
"You're dead."
Just to quote Falcon, everyone has a gimmick now.
Yeah, except for the fact that as soon as he said that, it's like, "You're dead, huh?" And it's like, "Yeah, try throwing your bullshit speech about holding on to dead people from Kamen Rider Tyson, asshole."
No. See, this is my best part. It's like, "You're dead." Damn,
That's not
even
canon.
dead people are helping these days.
I don't care if it's not canon. I hate that movie with a passion.
I love that movie with a passion.
You have problems.
We all do. We watch kids shows and enjoy it.
I like Kamen Rider Ryuki, Wizard, Ghost, Kamen Rider Tyson. I'm starting to notice a pattern.
At least you don't like Force.
Yeah, at least someone likes Forze.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I was
I
actually
don't-
going into the other room.
Oh, I know you're yelling at Lane, but I actually do like Forza. I didn't hate it.
And
The only thing that bugged me was it was too heavy on the friendship stuff. I liked all the rider fights.
you do
If
know
there was
what
like a
happened.
hardcover was just the rider fights, I'd enjoy it.
Like, you do remember what happened, right?
There's a reason it's that happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It rhymes
Yeah,
with
you know, and why it was part of
Ushumi.
these super cool spy kids.
Then, tsunami happened, wiped out half of Japan.
Yeah, so it was Kamen Rider Friendship and Super Spy Kids, to figure out what the hell happened.
Where's
then
the
I-
plot? I
So
don't
sue
know.
me.
But then I find out that Forza was written by the same guy who wrote Kill la Kill, and I love Kill la Kill. It's like, that explains so much.
There's a simple explanation for all this.
Anyway. And speaking of friendship and comrades, this is something that Ichigo keeps bringing up a bunch. He's like, I had comrades. I was like, yeah, where is Nico? He's like nowhere to be seen in this entire movie.
The actor will never come back due to what happened to him.
That's sad.
Let's just say, when he was sleeping, he got Anakin Skywalkered.
So he's no longer with us, basically.
No, he's still alive. It's just, he got caught in a fire.
Oh.
Ah.
He's badly scarred.
They could at least bring him in a suit. They've had Nigo show up as suit mode all the time in the other movies. They could do that again, just to acknowledge he's here.
I
Yeah,
would
but
just
then they
love
need to
if
make
Nigo
two
and
super
Nigo
cool
were
upgrade forms.
Or,
No, you just need to repaint it in the Nigo colors. Boom.
Yeah.
There it is.
or,
Yeah, that means they would need to make two suits.
or just simply do this. Acknowledge him by name. That's it. The fact that he's not even acknowledged by name annoys me so much.
Hell, if Mock was in this movie, he would be like, I had a friend like you. I wonder what he's doing now.
I had a friend like
This is
you.
my Takashi Hongo impression. Hey, I'm Takashi Hongo, the original Kamen Rider. Come at me, bro.
Hey, I'm
Who you think
Takashi
you are?
Hongo.
So,
Hey, I'm Takashi Hongo. Look at me. I'm a riding. Oh no, my legs. I can't walk.
Takashi
Oh,
Hongo is Patrick Warburton.
Yes. Patrick Warburton as a Kamen Rider.
Yes, please.
anyway. So, apparently the whole thing with Hongo and Mayu is, like you said, he's kind of like the weird uncle.
And he's only been gone for 3 years.
Yeah, but she's all, like, pissed at him because, like, he, air quote, abandoned her, and so we have a bunch of scenes of them hanging out together.
It's not like you don't have, parents or anything.
It's
And
not
then,
like you don't have any Oh.
Did her parents die?
No, they don't mention anything about it, but it's probably, presumed that they were attacked or something like that by Shocker, which is why it's only them two.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he's mentioned something about making a promise to, I'm guessing, Tachibana from his
Yeah,
series. It's like,
Yeah.
I promised him I'd look after you until you grew up, and then it's like,
Yeah, he's like,
and
"I
then you just
promised-"
left.
Yeah, I promised the boss I'd protect you until you were grown up enough or something like that.
And then he just left.
well, Tachibana died in 96. Or, sorry,
Wow.
97. So
Yeah.
that promise was made, over 20 years ago.
Anyway, and then after,
Probably senile in his old age.
but yeah, after all of that, we have back to Nova Shocker playing with science, and apparently just turning off all the power in Japan.
With science.
And testing chaos theory for humans, because it's like right after everything goes off and like you see everyone panicking, they're just like, look at them, they panic so easily. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
of course they do. You could cut the freaking power.
Yeah, this is where that one commercial where everyone's freaking out because they don't have internet happens.
Hey, what are you guys doing? The internet cut out like a half an hour ago.
Sits on their phone.
Also, Sheldon thinks he's a robot.
And then, of course, going on with this, we have Tucker and Makoto trying to respond to this problem. It's like, hey, let's go get Hongo. And Mayu's like, nope, he's not allowed to fight. And he goes with it for some reason. And then Makoto is basically like, I don't want this old fool with us anyway.
Old fool?
That's literally what he says. He calls him
took
stupid
down
fool
half
or
the
something.
planet.
Well, the reason Hongo's not going is because he promised Mayu that he would make up for all the time he was gone and that he wouldn't leave her, so...
Oh, yeah, and then there was the carnival. Where, like,
Yeah,
where she jumped out of the Ferris wheel into his arms or whatever.
Yeah.
and then, like, 5 seconds later realizes, oh my god, he didn't have any money for any of that, so he's working his ass off right now.
Yeah. Anyway, and there was this other weird cut in the, where, like, you see Takaru and Makoto actually go to the Nova Shocker building, try to fight them off, and, like, the one monster, like, blasts them, and then immediately it cuts to daytime, and it's like, what the hell kind of cut was that? It's like,
Yeah.
they get knocked out, and suddenly, hey, here's them trying to make the Prime Minister sign for something.
Well, it could be worse. It could be the final episode of Ghost where it's actually nighttime and the main villain says, fuck it, it's daylight now. Fuck nature, it's daytime.
Yeah, and so apparently Nova Shocker's energy thing is so dangerous, it starts blowing out power breakers, it's like making pollution go everywhere, and yada yada. It's just like, well,
Japan's world's going to shit.
pretty much. And then we even see a stupid scene of Gramps sitting on a toilet as it's getting fried. I'm like, did we really need that?
Yes, because
Yes, because comedy.
humor.
Although it was actually funny on Toguriffs earlier because I was watching it. Someone did a Toku meme of that scene, and it's like how Kamen Rider Ghost plot came out.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck you.
well, how the endgame plot came through.
And then you
No,
have
no, the endgame plot was really good.
the endgame plot's not over yet. We still have 2 episodes.
No, the series is over. It's over. Next episode's the fucking team up with X8. 'Cause apparently we just can't have a movie where they team up. No.
You can blame Drive because they're the ones that started it. Anyway,
No, I blame Wizard because he's the one that started it.
yeah, but it wasn't consistent.
Sure.
Yeah, but Drive wasn't in Gaim.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. Anyway,
true. Because that's how good Gaim was. It didn't need other riders.
so after we see all of this happening, Ghost and crew try to go find Hongo and recruit him again, and they're doing chores.
Chores.
So end of the world stakes here, people. Nope, do chores.
Well, they're doing chores because Takashi's like, or Mayu's like, they're here to make you go fight again, aren't they? And he's like, no, they're here to help us work and get us safe. Yeah, right, guys.
It's
Oh.
so bad and stupid.
Maybe.
And
I'm Takashi Hongo.
then there's this other line where he spits out about comrades again, and it's like saying, I had comrades, but I didn't rely on them, because he's asking Takaru, why do you rely on your comrades so much? And I was like, that confuses me, because he had Nigo as a teammate. Didn't he technically rely on him when they were working together?
He's referring to Tachibana. This whole movie's supposed to be about Tachibana's legacy.
It's talking about the rest of the cast from Kamen Rider.
Yeah, not the actual writers, but the, like, essentially
The female
crew
leads.
members.
Okay.
The man that was
alright.
supposed to become Skull Rider, but that never happened.
Yeah.
Alright, well, like I said, I've not seen the original, so I know next to nothing about it, but...
I was just taking the context clues of all the fucking Takashi or Tachibana Tobe imagery in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Here's all the imagery in the freaking garage with the bike that came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, it's like Tachibana made this for me.
Nope, there's literally no explanation. They
It's
say
like-
nothing about it. It's just, hey, look, here's a bike.
Tachibana died like 20 years ago. Is this thing supposed to be like, Has this been here this whole time?
Apparently, there's no explanation. They don't say
But
anything about it. It's just, hey, here's a bike.
one
And
thing that I find cute though is how, like it's kind of like an homage to in the manga because he's like, I need to transform, but all my stuff's in the garage, and it's like a tiny little garage.
Yeah.
And like in this movie, just tiny little garage.
Literally, that bicycle or that bike literally just looks to me like a fusion dance between this original bike and the Sango car.
I was going to say, it looks like they turned the Sango car into a bike.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Speaking of which, where the hell is the SH Figure Arts freaking Sango car, man?
Nowhere, because no one would buy it.
I would buy it.
Yeah, but you know...
And have Sango, like, in it.
Yeah, I know, I have a Sango. I would love a Sango car, but the only SH Figure Arts car we have is fucking Rideron, and that's expensive.
And Rideron. And Rideron from Black RX.
Oh yeah, the Rideron.
So, going back to Shocker's plan of reviving their boss, which is apparently using Mayu as a sacrifice or something.
Well, no, apparently there's something inside her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they literally
Nikon.
don't mention that until he's already alive and they kidnap her.
Yeah,
Before that, they literally have like a flashback where it's like, okay, I'm gonna come back to life in like 3 years. When I do, this bitch kill her to make me come back to life.
Sacrifice her to revive me, and it's like, and then they don't need her anyway.
The Great happened.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I love how
one of the Nova Shocker monsters.
That's a little
attached onto Wolf.
Yeah. But I love how when Ichigo sees like Ambassador Hell or Jigoku, he's all like, "You're still alive? My name means Ambassador from Hell. Of course it means I'm back." And I'm just like, "No, you're back because Toei are lazy schmucks."
Every time I kept hearing him call himself Ambassador of Hell, I'm like, "Where's Spider-Man?"
Where's Toei Spider-Man?
Yeah,
I am Ambassador of Hell.
Yeah, exactly. That was his catchphrase.
Are you Zed Cross? Are you Zed Cross again?
Nope.
Oh. just surprised, motherfucker. Really? You fooled us again?
Yeah, so as you were alluding to, there's an icon inside of Mayu because apparently the ambassador got one from whoever that was.
How did she get it?
No, he got,
You know who that is? I just figured out who that is.
Huh.
That's that hoodie Ganma from the DVD special.
Yeah, it is. It's like, he showed up to revive Jigoku. Yeah, and it's like, here, stick this inside her. It's immature, but if you put it inside of a human, it will mature and become powerful.
Oh, that rape imagery.
And then frickin' the ambassador's all like, well, let's make this poetic. Let's stick it inside the offspring of one of my old enemies.
It's immature. Stick it in this girl and let it grow.
Ouch.
God.
Phrasing! It's so fun.
Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, did you guys say feisty?
I said phrasing.
Oh, I thought you said feisty.
No, I said phrasing, like the recap guys do.
I was gonna be like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yep, and then Nova Shocker shows up and crashes the party for that icon, and we have gigantic battle sequence. Which eventually ends with Hongo getting killed.
He dead.
Yeah, he bit the giant boulder, or the giant wall.
Ouch.
Instead of, biting the bullet.
And it's like, really? Out of everything that's happened, that's the thing that takes him out?
Yep. And then we get a pyre scene of them burning his body.
That would be more of a Viking's funeral than...
I thought Viking funeral is they put them in the boat, they send the boat out to water, then they light it on fire with an arrow.
See, when I saw that, I was like, Star Wars?
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Just see fireworks in the background. This is a funeral. Sorry, we're celebrating. New World Order.
Yeah, but it's just like, speaking of shotgunning the mood, Yurisen does that. It's just like, trouble! And it's like, this is supposed to be a funeral. Shut up.
Yeah.
Because Wolga's going crazy thanks to the Alexander icon latching onto it, and it's like, that's why you don't mess with
Zerk.
It's like, that's why you don't mess with shit you don't understand. Villains will never learn.
Don't fuck with Ghost.
Yeah, because all of its crap is terrible.
Yeah, don't fuckle with Shuckle.
Just Shuckle.
And then there's this weird thing when Mayu's crying for Hongo, and it's like, I know this is not the context it's supposed to be, but it's coming off like this to me. It's like she's crying for a dead boyfriend or something, more than like
Well,
what he is, which is, I suppose, more of a father figure than anything.
I was gonna say the way it's presumed, it's supposed to be. It's assumed that he's more of like her adopted father in a way, kind of thing, and she doesn't want to let go of the memories of her air quote father kind of deal.
Yeah, but just the way that they phrase it, and this might just be TV Nihon subs, I don't know, because I haven't seen what Overtime does, because they haven't done it yet, but just the way it's phrased by these subs, it just comes off wrong to me.
Yeah, it does.
You're like the father that we never mentioned. Useless.
You're like the father that we never mentioned.
Nice.
You're like the father that I only knew for one day and then he left me again.
And of
Dad.
course, in unsurprising fashion, he actually isn't dead because through Deus Ex Machina bullshit, his belt reactivates and we get a giant phoenix in the air, and then the pyre explodes.
A literal phoenix up. He comes back to life.
And then the pyre explodes, and there he is, and he's cured of his heart problems too. And it's just like, yay, bullshit!
You guys do get the reference, right?
Yeah, it's like it's a phoenix rising from its ashes being...
Yeah, I did get that.
The immortal phoenix.
Yeah, I know, I did get that. It's just like, well, that's subtle.
Yeah, but I had to pause it because in my mind all these like, rising from the ashes, silver
Dave's not
rider,
here.
Overkill.
Dave's not here, and I haven't had to slap anyone with the Dave yet.
He's Mercury Caster now.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so giant fight scene still going on, and hey, we actually get to see the other rider icons.
That's one thing that I really liked. How the whole entire fight between Takaru Makoto and the Alexander the Great monster went through the whole entire night.
Yeah, that was a long fight.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, all that time just so he could come back to... Ichigo could come back to life, grab his new bike, and go fight.
Yeah, basically. Because, yeah, that was when the bike actually showed up.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we get to see all the promotional toys.
So toy sales go through the roof.
Yep, we see all the heroic icons, which I point out, I read this on the wiki. Apparently Takaru just somehow had the power to split the 45 icon back into those parts, because at the end of the Legend Rider thing, they fused them into one icon, that weird double-sided thing, yet here they are separated again.
That last episode after this movie.
Well, no, but at the end of episode 6, Freya and whatever fused all of them together.
Oh, right.
Crunchman. Shh. It's Ghost. No one gives a shit. Even the head writer doesn't give a shit. Like, he wrote Ultraman. That's why the story is kind of shit.
He admits it.
And yet you like Ultraman and you like Ghost.
Exactly.
Your statements contradict. Anyway.
Like, I will agree on what you were talking about, but my opinion still stays the same.
Yeah. The only thing that really bugs me besides... Well, let's think about it like this. The only non-rider icon he uses is Robin Hood.
Yeah, basically, because he either uses Ore, Boost, Robin Hood, or the Legend icons.
And then every time he's fighting, he never used his weapon, and it's like...
Yeah, I know.
You have a sword. You shouldn't be losing these fights.
You have a bow and arrow. You have a gun.
I think
stuff.
I think literally the only time...
technically...
Literally the only time he pulled out his weapons was when he was in Robin Hood, because he had the bow out. That's it.
Yeah, and then, like, at the very end, when he was getting his ass kicked by Biffalo.
Biffalo?
That's where Biff is. He's over there being Biffalo.
Yeah, the monster names was like Wulga, Buffa,
and Igara.
Yeah, although we never see Igara's form, because, let's be honest, I'd rather stare at her actor.
Yeah, and then she got, like, brutally mauled to death by the wolf dude.
Because this is a movie written by Toshiki Inoue, and he hates women.
I mean, I get that, but...
Then why have
like
women
a really
in the
brutal
movie?
Scene, and I was like...
So he can kill them. I mean, look at anything he's written with females in it. Ryuki, Decade, Fies, Those are the ones off the top of my head.
Okay, I see your point.
Yeah.
You get my drift yet?
All
then, like,
females are just mopey, whiny, or just boring.
Or a badass swordsman that gets mauled to death by a wolf.
I think he also had a hand in Kiva, which is why Mio died. That's one of the few rider deaths that made me sad. It's like, aww. Anyway. And one other thing for this fight scene is we have, what is it, Makoto, Ghost, and Ichigo all back to back, and Tucker's doing that weird, I can feel their hearts thing. It's like, how? You don't have your mind reading powers yet.
It was, I don't know.
Bullshit.
You know what? No, I'm done. I'm not gonna fucking try to explain this shit anymore. I'm done.
He's a ghost. He can feel their aura.
But yeah, so
You mean you could feel their aura?
Ha.
Ole. Mugen.
So yeah, fight scene ensues. They eventually finish the big bad monster.
And then Ambassador Hell's like, come back here, Kamen Rider. We still have a fight. No,
Yeah, basically he's begging.
I'm out.
Yeah, literally, he's just sitting there begging Takashi to come back and fight him because that's all they have. And then Hongo just rides off and lets Jigoku die.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's
Speaking
cool.
of which, what do we hear at the end?
Let's go, Rider Kick.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's in the style of the 71 opening where Hongo's riding off.
Yep.
Because that's how he originally transformed. He didn't have to pose. He just needed to go fast enough for the belt to pick up speed.
Yep.
So he had to hit 88 miles an hour, and instead of traveling through time, he transformed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Hongo movie. Thoughts?
It's not miles per hour, it's miles per henshin.
Actually, it'd be kilometers per henshin, because Japan.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so final thoughts on the movie.
I need to watch it subbed.
Okay, so you're abstaining. Noble.
I enjoyed it for it being a Kamen Rider movie. It really makes me want to watch the original series more than the bumfuckery that was the Drive summer movie one.
Well, maybe if, Kick subs to people who have been subbing the original series didn't release just one episode a year. Literally, January 2014. Oh, here's episode 43. A year later. Here's episode 44.
I don't keep up
I mean,
with
they
them.
also are. They're probably not just subbing Kamen Rider and Super Sentai.
Oh no, from what I heard, apparently their subbers are working with overtime.
Ah,
So that's why, their projects are on hold.
that makes sense.
Yeah. You could say that they're probably working overtime.
And here's the thing that never made sense, though, with, subgroups. Oh, we don't want to sub old series because that's going to take longer. You guys can sub a show in under a week. You can't just release one episode a week?
Well, it might be more or less like
It might also.
with I don't remember which one does it, but one of the subgroups does fancy lettering and stuff.
That's TV Nihon.
Yeah,
They
Nihon
put
does
all the extra work into making things fancy, and then anything that has official DVD releases, they usually go away from. So.
Well, yeah, because
Something.
go support the official release. Go.
Yeah, basically.
Shoot.
But yeah.
But yeah, some of the camera work I enjoyed in the movie.
I also liked how in the credits you actually saw how they were filming some of the shots,
Yeah,
behind
some-
the stuff.
Yeah, some movies will do that, and that's always a fun touch to see.
This wasn't subbed for me, but because since I watched the Raw, but Takashi Hongo said something at the end. It was just
It
on
was
screen.
riders. There will always be riders. Live on. Kamen Riders are here to stay, or something like that.
Hang on, let me pull it up. Take a look
Yeah,
real
I'm
quick.
gonna do that too now.
I'm gonna just
Wait.
update Facebook.
And essentially, it was a thing that got me kind of.
Was that after the credits or?
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
near
it was
the very
after
end.
the credits.
Okay, yeah, I didn't watch all the way through the credits. So.
I can bring it up. Give me a second.
Well, I got it up. I'm just looking for where it is.
It's it's literally right at the very end.
Riders will always be by your side. They'll be with you no matter what. Live, live, live to the end.
Don't do
Riders
drugs,
will be
stay
there
in
for
school.
you.
Peace out. I'm out. Basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, riders will always be there for you. Habba dabba dabba da.
Well, yeah.
See
Well,
you next year for the X-Aid movie.
Now that would
Vigo
be
will be back for the exit.
that would be so sad if they actually did that. It's like,
X-Aid, the Ichigo, the first DLC character.
but yeah, for me, I didn't mind it as much as I thought. Like I wasn't like when I was at some Tokyo Rifts like last week when they covered this movie. Pretty much a lot of people were throwing hate at it, like, and I was like, okay, this probably means we're in for a bad time because usually when they're throwing flack at something, it usually sucks. But it's for me, I thought it was all right for what it was. I mean, obviously there's a lot of plot holes and a lot of hey, we're gonna throw this in because this is the current toy line and we need to sell toys, and no explanation for way too much. But it's okay, I guess. I honestly wouldn't watch it again, not for a very, very long time, but it is what it is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to watch it, like, literally when we're done here with the blue and pink caster.
Yeah, and speaking of that, since we are pretty much done, thank you for joining us for this, holy crap, really long episode. This is going to take me forever to edit.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, that's
This
just our
will now be
Skype.
officially our longest episode.
Yeah, then that's just the call timer. The recording timer is at about 2 hours, 18 minutes, almost 19. But
Holy shit.
yeah, it's going to take me a while to edit. And I still have to edit AOT from last night. Anyway. So yeah, thank you to our guest for joining us last minute, quite literally.
Well, thank you very much, because Noble messaged me when I was at work, and I'm like, yeah, if I get off early, I'll definitely be down to talk about 4 shows in a movie. In
Yep.
which,
8 shows in a movie.
yeah, 8 episodes in one movie.
I know, I think this is the most jam-packed we've ever done an episode.
Oh, yeah.
Even
about it like this,
CastRanger isn't this jam-packed.
Well, you guys
Well,
only
I'm
cover
just
2
glad we're not
programs.
covering Fies still.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus.
At some
You
point,
guys
we...
should just figure out, like, a schedule.
Well, we just need to figure out what day we're going to finish Fies, basically. We'll probably retrospective it like we do with other shows. But anyway. So yeah, thank you for joining us. And for those of you who actually listened to all of this, thank you for listening. And see you guys next time when we will be back on a somewhat normal schedule. We will be sans Dino Charge because day of play. Fuck Nickelodeon.
Fuck, damn you, Nickelodeon!
Pretty much. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Oyasumi.
Sayonara.